YouTube. And then once we settled on TikTok, settled on YouTube, we'll start the conversation. Oh, I've been waiting to have this conversation with her because she's so dope, yo. Like y'all gonna see when I talk about her. Like, oh, there she go. There you go. Maybe go to your layout and there you go.
Yeah. Where's my camera? Okay.
Oh, Miha. Yes. The only thing I didn't even think about is literally the echo.
My echoing?
Kinda, but I think it will be an echo with my laptop. I didn't even think about that shit, so maybe I'm gonna turn it down. I'm gonna turn down my headphones here, my speakers here. Okay.
You're gonna have to turn it down because that's what I'm about to do for my StreamYard. Hold on, let me get in here. I'm blind, so I'm like navigating my laptop so slowly. I'll be taking my glasses off when I'm trying to be cute. So
you cute with them on, girl. What are you talking about? You can't see? Jesus. You can put them back on. You still look cute with them. I like them on.
Like I'll be looking like overly nerdy, especially now that I have braces. Like
you mean you never had what do you mean now? It's like you just got them?
I just got them within a year. Like it's been like a year. But I've had I've had glasses since I was 12. So
wow. You know what?
The braces are new.
The braces are cute. I want braces. No, for real. I've been looking into getting braces for real. Like I want them blue. Do you have yours blue?
Yeah.
See, that's girl.
They're my favorite color right now on my braces.
Okay. Yeah, for real.
Okay. I'm joining the studio.
No worries. Take your time.
On here. Unmute. Allow.
There's this read thing on your TikTok screen, Janae. Not sure if you can see it. Nandi, I can't see nothing. Let me know what.
I muted it. It should be okay.
Okay. I'm going to put you on here. Save at the stage. There we go.
Hello.
Yes, that's what's up.
Where y'all can't see my booty cheeks because I'm not.
I freaking love your personality, sis.
I have to.
Thank you for.
Okay.
Oh, that's so cute. That is such a cute painting right there. Did you do that?
Where?
The pregnant woman.
Oh yeah, I did this. Oh, you're looking right here.
Yeah,
I painted it. Well, see what happened was my man made he made this the wooden part and then I painted it.
Wow, that's dope, man.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, that is nice.
It's an incense holder, by the way. That's it.
Oh no! What? That's so dope. Y'all could sell those. Look at me, Capricorn shit. I'm trying to tell you, you can sell it. Okay.
We should. Akasha, you made it. Welcome.
So what I'm gonna do is hit go live on YouTube. Okay? Let me know whenever you're ready, okay?
I'm ready. I'm locked in.
Let's go. Hold on, let me lock in for a second.
I wish I could sit it like right here, but it's not gonna work.
It's okay. Whatever you want to
do. Yeah, YouTube is just gonna get a slightly more ghetto view. They'll be okay.
I like to just calm down my nerves by breathing because sometimes before I do these things, I'd be so nervous.
I know what you mean.
Let's go live. Woosah. I love it. Okay, welcome everybody. Woo! We are finally here with it.
Hey guys.
I am Janae Alexandria. I have the beautiful and very, very outgoing, and I love her personality, Angel Uchiha here.
What's up, y'all? What's up, YouTube? What's up, TikTok?
So we are live on YouTube and we are live on TikTok. So this is going to be a double live. Okay, so we'll be answering questions at the end of this interview / conversation. Peace and blessings to everyone on YouTube. Peace and blessings on everyone on TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and introduce this amazing woman. Now, I kind of got an echo a little bit. Do you mind turning it down just a tad bit? Is that me?
I got the sound completely off of my laptop.
Oh, it's muted. Shit, I don't know what's going on there. Fuck. All right. Anyway, so I want to go ahead and introduce this amazing goddess. Angel, somebody I've known for about 2 years now, officially. But she has been around since she was 17, 18 in the back ends. And I'm going to allow her to explain what I mean when I say that. Angel Uchiha has been doing a story time on TikTok. And I have been hooked. Okay, I have been watching all of her story times, and I had to catch up today. Really, I had to finish all her story times today. She also have a story on her YouTube channel, I believe, that explains and expresses what we'll be talking about today. Angel Uchiha was a part of a cult. And when I mean she was a part of a cult, it wasn't Carbonation, but it was one of the colonies. I'll call it a colony of Carbonation. So let me go ahead and let her introduce herself, everybody. Angel Uchiha.
Hey guys, welcome. Hey y'all, thank y'all for having me. You left the fun part.
Please tell me about yourself. How old are you? What do you do currently, right now? Please tell us about yourself.
Well, I'm 26 years old. I'm a mother of 2. I'm an artist. The main thing that I do right now is that I'm a independent contractor. So I do a lot of tech support, customer service. I'm a life insurance agent. So, I just I get the money any way that it comes, right? But my passion is that I'm a community builder. So I own a nonprofit called the Bree Collective. It is an outreach group that specifically focuses on community builders, nation builders, people who kind of want to live off grid, people who have that alternative lifestyle. There's not a lot of resources and support for us. So that is why I founded the Bree Collective. Also, I'm currently developing my own school of thought. Matter of fact, I can show y'all. Oh. Don't let me. Okay, so these are my 2 books. Adam Was the Problem. Okay. And this is The First Queen Mother. So these books are going into the scripture, the Bible as we know it, and just breaking down some of the mistranslations, the books that were left out, and they were sort of used to suppress the divine feminine and the mother goddess. So if that is something that interests y'all, definitely check me out. Y'all can support me at I'll just drop it in the comments. hiddenether.org.
Oh, wow.
That's the gist of me and who I am. Let me drop it over here for YouTube.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I love that you're about the community, and literally that's why you was drawn to what we're about to talk about today. Hold on one second. There is people on my YouTube saying there's a bad echo. Is the echo fixed, y'all? Please let me know. Is the echo fixed? If not, I'm probably gonna have to do it on one end, and it probably will have to be TikTok.
Maybe one of us do. Let me think.
Because the thing is, TikTok, I know you're okay, but YouTube is saying we got a bad echo going on, and it's probably because I have 2 things going.
What if one of us do YouTube and one of us do TikTok? Maybe that'll.
You know what? Okay, so maybe I should. I'll because since I already have it up, we'll stay here on TikTok, and then I'll get off of this YouTube. Is that something? And do you want to put on YouTube for yours?
Let's just do TikTok. Let's just do TikTok because my brain just did the numbers, and I'm like, let's just do TikTok.
Okay, so if anybody on YouTube, if you don't, it's better. Okay, if it's better, I'll stay on. But if we have a problem next time, I'm gonna cut off the YouTube and I'll tell you guys to go back to my TikTok. Okay. All right. So, Angel, it's a bit there. Okay. All right. So just let me know. I'm about to end it if it's bad. You gotta mute one. Oh my god. Anyway, Angel. So you have been through the ringer. Okay. I have been watching your story times and I've been listening closely, girl. When I tell you our stories mimic but have a whole different flavor, I am so proud of you. I'm going to say that once for one. For stepping up and moving forward. I don't know how you did it because you know the story time ain't finished yet. But
I actually just finished it right before I came live, so it's finished now. Yeah.
Fudge cakes. Y'all, okay, y'all. I'm telling you guys, I was hooked. So, within your story, you spoke about you joining a cult. Can you go ahead and tell us what was the name of this cult and how old were you when you first joined?
Okay, so I'll say this first. I first was a sort of fringe member of Carbonation, meaning that when Nature Boy kind of was telling the whole world that, you know, our people, we're meant to be in nature, we're meant to be grounding, we're meant to be close to the Tropic of Cancer and all this stuff, right? I was one of the people who like packed up my life, sold my car, left my family, got my tent, and, you know, went and did the thing, right? I just did not physically come to Carbonation to be with Nature Boy or whoever. I met up with other people who were on frequency and just kind of built together. In the process of doing that, there was a wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak, wolf in sheep's clothing, that pretended to be one of us, pretended to be on the same type of mission that we were on. His name was Yaju Judah. And so he used access to me and the other people who were kind of going off grid, wanting to live in nature, all that good stuff. And he lured us to his house, where he basically then revealed to us that he was Jesus Christ and that we were all his followers, whether we liked it or not.
Wow.
So the name of his cult, when I was there, because y'all have to keep in mind, I was the first wave of people that was present when he came into his full realization of the Christ. So he hadn't given it a name. I don't know if he even named it now. In his mind, he was Jesus Christ, and we were all simply the disciples of Jesus Christ. And we were proclaiming the kingdom of God. That was what was described to me. So yeah, that was that.
Okay. So it wasn't named at all. So this is not this is not the same. By the way, I ended it on YouTube. Okay. So this is not the same as the tribe of Judah.
No, not to my understanding. I think the tribe of Judah, was a different offshoot. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think they were connected to Yaju Judah. He's a specific Judah.
Okay, because all this can be confusing, right? Because we do know that there are fringe members, which of course I started off as a fringe member before joining as a official member of Carbonation. But you were a fringe member and you decided to go off and with other fringe members and make your own cult, right? So in your story time, you said you were 17 or 18 years old when you met Thanos.
Yeah.
Right? And we're going to call him Thanos because you said you won't be using his real name.
Yeah.
Right? But this character, Thanos, and I'll say character because it just sounds like a whole character.
This
And
is
yes, I'm
why I called
biased.
him Thanos. Like,
Yeah, I'm biased as fuck because it's my girl right here. Like, ain't no
mhm.
way. So this person sounds similar, if not identical, to Nature Boy. So can you please describe how you got in contact with him and things leading up into you selling your car for him and doing all these things for him?
Yeah, so I met him, like I said, when I was a fringe member. I had already begun the process of like isolating myself from my family because, of course, Nature Boy is teaching like your family isn't your real family. Um, they're something that you have to overcome, that you have to let go of. Your family at times, they're gonna be demons. They're gonna be people that are out to destroy you or get in between you and your higher self and blah 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 blah. So at this point, I'm already kind of isolating myself and looking for people that are my true family, right? So in that process, I'm meeting all these different people, and one of those persons was Thanos. He ended up messaging me on Instagram. That's how I first met him, and he just started digging my head up, like just telling me how much he loved my content. Because at this time, I'm making YouTube videos, I'm making short form videos, I'm out here teaching and preaching, and you know how it goes.
Yeah.
So he's just kind of pumping my head up, like, yeah, I see this in you. I know that you're meant to be X, Y, and Z. I already have 4 wives, but I need you to be my chiefess. I need you to be my queen, right? Um, it's so cringy. Like when I tell
Yeah.
this story now, I hate it so bad. But at the time, um, this was serious to me. I was in my story, I explained how I had prayed to my higher self, to my universe. I spent hours meditating and just wanting to make sure that I was on the right path. And I had asked for a sign or for confirmation that I was where I was supposed to be. And so when he DM'd me and he said these things, I thought, this is it. This is it. This is that confirmation I was waiting for. I'm finally going to have my real family, my real frequency, right? And so long story short, I'll save y'all all the boring details. We linked up in person and he was nothing like what he said. Things went nothing like they were supposed to. He was very manipulative, very aggressive, very controlling of my finances. Like she said, I even ended up selling my car so that I could pay for us to get the materials that we needed to go to nature. Which is something that to this day, I don't mind letting go of material items. To this day, if I truly believe that something is the right path, then I will pursue it and follow it. But I will definitely say that at this time, I was being pressured to move way quicker than what was safe and what was within reason.
Okay. And I'm glad that you said pressured because a lot of people in these type of situations get pressured to do a lot of things that they don't really feel comfortable with doing, but do it because of the soul mission of the purpose and the calling and wanting to be in tune. So, like I said, you guys follow her, tap her real quick, and press that follow button because I'm telling you, her story time is something you want to tune into. If you're following me because you saw the Hulu documentary or you saw the Hood Horrors, there are so much things you are missing, and she is one of those missing links that you want to get in tune with. So please follow her and listen to her story time. It is absolutely insane. When I'm looking into it and I'm listening to everything, and I'm like, wow, like how the frig is she still standing right now? To the amount of abuse that she endured, not just, mentally or emotionally, but physically by this Thanos character who followed behind Nature Boy for forever long. Who knows how long he's been following him. So you said you met him when you was 17, 18. You got in touch with him, or he got in touch with you. You went ahead and lived together. And I believe you said you had in your story time a prostitute sister wife. that she said she was down with the mission, so she was willing and ready to sell her body for the mission. This is absolutely insane. No one's ever heard a story like this, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, go hit her up for real. Also, I wanted to ask you, how long were you in the cult?
So you talking about physically once I got to Yaju Judah, how long was I there?
Yes.
I would say about 4 months from the time that we first got there to the time that I finally left. Which you didn't get to that part yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not
my
there yet.
exit was sticky. Yeah. So left is a generous word. Yeah, but really? It was about 4 months. When we got there, my baby was about 5 months old, and by the time we left, she was pushing 9 months. So
okay, wait. Let's go back some, because no one knows you had a child from this situation, correct? So we're going to go ahead and go back a little bit. So let's take it back to when you sold your car, and not the Louisiana trip, right before then, before you went to Louisiana. What was happening to where you felt like now you need to go to Louisiana, to where this tribe, not the tribe of Judah, but this tribe led by Judah or whatever. Yaju, excuse me. Yaju Judah. Let's get back from right there, because I think there's a key component there that people need to understand. What made you go?
Well, so again, that pressuring aspect was a huge problem that I was going through. This person, Thanos, he was literally sabotaging my life. Again, keep in mind, y'all have to understand the context of we're all still subscribing to Nature Boy's teachings, right? Mm-hmm. So Nature Boy at this time, keep in mind, this is 2020. So COVID is hitting. The George Floyd, thing has just hit full force, and people are rioting. The military is marching through the streets, and we're all on, restrictions and curfews, and it looks like the world is going to hell in a handbasket. I'm working at the hospital in the height of the COVID pandemic. So I'm listening to Nature Boy say that Babylon is falling, right? And that you need to be here. If you're not where you're supposed to be when Babylon falls, you're fucked. If you're still in the city, if you're still whatever, when Babylon falls, like, you're fucked. So that's one thing. Then to top it off, Thanos is a heavy believer of this. So he's in my ear like, we're not on frequency, we're not on point, it's your fault, we should not be here, we should And so at this point, he starts like taking my money, he starts putting his hands on me again. He starts intentionally destroying my property, intentionally trying to make it to where I cannot maintain the home that I've built for myself. And he's justifying it with, I'm God, and I'm trying to show you that you're doing the wrong thing and you're not where you're supposed to be at. So it was like he felt justified in how he was treating me because I wasn't on frequency. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. So I don't know, just being in that space. Again, I'm postpartum. I just had a baby. I'm depressed. I feel like the walls are closing in on me. Like, from every angle, I'm feeling this pressure of like, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, and I'm not going to be happy as long as I continue to try to stay here. So by the end of it all, I ended up giving in and agreeing to go with him to Yaju Judah.
Yes, give her love, y'all. Give her love, because, even though she seems so healed from it, she's beautiful, she's blessed and highly favored. This was a lot to take in. This was a lot to even hear. She's just beautiful and in every single way. Like, literally, her personality is dope as fuck. So it sounds really sad. And it's not even sounds, it is really sad to notice and know that a 17, 18-year-old girl got caught up through all this conditioning and literally baiting down to the point where she is pressured to go somewhere she doesn't really truly want to go, but she went because she thought she needed to be on a certain type of frequency to stick with a mission and a purpose and a calling. Okay, and that is basically a lot of what people have done in the cult. I want to explain to somebody who had a question. This is not carbonation that she was a part. This was exactly what you said it was, Ashley, a branch off of carbonation, which there were many branches from carbonation. I know of two now, because I'm thinking when I'm listening to this whole story, maybe it's the tribe of Judah that
It's so many.
there's
It's
so
so
many,
many. In
so
fact, I
many.
ended up in a I'm gonna say this to y'all. After this whole situation, after I got away from y'all Judah, came home, went through some more life experiences, I met another man who, nothing seemed fishy at first, just kind of naturally fell in love, naturally built a bond, all that good stuff. And then come to find out, he identifies as a prophet of God. And he told me, right, we're having a conversation one time where I'm just kind of picking his brain and trying to understand how he genuinely believes this. And he ended up confessing to me that Nature Boy was what sparked his realization. He said that he started talking to Nature Boy and he realized that Nature Boy was claiming to be the Christ, but he was in fact the Antichrist. And this man himself is the Christ. So I'm saying all that to say there are so many people that have come in contact with Nature Boy and have left with something not right in their head, or have left because they heard the message, they heard the mission, and were so empowered that they wanted to create their own space. There's two sides to that coin, if that makes sense. There's the people that, hear it and they want to do something positive, and then there's people that see the type of power that Nature Boy had and they're like, I want to duplicate that. I feel I should have 10 wives. I feel I should have servants or, soldiers walking around bowing down to me. And they go out and they recreate this behavior. And even though somebody like Nature Boy is, technically out of commission, but can we really say out of commission, because he's still recruiting from fucking prison? I had a friend of mine who literally less than a month ago was almost wrapped up in this shit still, and he's behind doors. But there's so many other people that are duplicating this formula that he created. So not even that he created, he's just the one who did it in our lifetime. I'm gonna say that.
Because there have been people before him that have done it. And that's the thing about this. That's why we're doing this, bringing awareness to this type of situation, because there are people still to this day believing that this is what it is. This is the end all to the be all, and it's not. You're leading yourself down a very, very dark hole if you don't understand what's going on from the wisdom of the women and men that was there. Yeah. So, this is why we're continuously doing this, or, we are doing this now, because people, like in the comments have said, they did not know that there were branches of this, and there are people and there are spawns of Nature Boy out there that are taking vulnerable people, men and women. I'm going to put them both, because there are vulnerable people out there, and manipulating them, controlling them, taking their resources, pressuring them to do things that isn't really moral. These things is creating a toxic community and is not uplifting the earth. It's literally is dividing us as a people and creating a cancer on this earth. It is a virus that needs to be literally demolished. Okay, so this is why we are bringing this awareness here. Excuse me if I get passionate.
No, it is something that we need to be passionate about. That's a big part of why I started off telling my story, because I felt, especially because there's so many more people that are being reintroduced to this part of the spiritual community because of the documentaries. And it saddens me a little bit, because their introduction to sovereignty and self-sustainability is Nature Boy. So when they see this movement that Nature Boy took advantage of, and people like Nature Boy took advantage of, they think that this is all that there is to it, that it's just some pipe dream that a bunch of people believed in. When no, this was something that was supposed to be powerful. It was supposed to be healing. It was something that is still happening to this day. There is a shift that is happening in the collective consciousness, especially amongst melanated people. We are waking up. We are realizing that we are part of societies that not only are not efficient for us, but they are deliberately set out to destroy us. This is a fact. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with people seeking solutions for the problems that are happening within the community. The issue is that there are people like Nature Boy and his spawn who see this movement and they swoop in like vultures and they take advantage and they snatch up people. They see the young people who are realizing that they're in a fucked up system. The young teenagers I was fresh out of high school. You know, when I decided to go to Nature, I walked away from a full ride scholarship to finish my bachelor's at the University of Akron. Like, we were not idiots, you know, we were not empty-minded people. We were people who were passionate. We saw a problem and we wanted to be a part of the solution. And people like Nature Boy stepped in and intercepted people's journeys and used that to exploit his own traumas and his own bullshit. And I feel like that's what I wanted to bring awareness to.
I just love that. That's why I wanted you here. I love the way you articulate things. You just hit the points that needs to be hit. Like, I swear I'm about to cry. Man, like, it is the people that were passionate about wanting to make a change, seeing the problem and wanting to be the solution, that created this frequency of people. You know, it wasn't just Nature Boy. It was never supposed to be just Nature Boy. It was the conscious collective, meaning conscious, meaning we see now. We see it, and we have connected to something higher than ourselves, and we have connected to something more powerful than ourselves. We've connected to the depthness of ourselves. We've connected to everything around us, and we was able to see each other as ourselves. So that's what it was supposed to be about, a community that sees each other and respects each other because we respect ourselves. That's where I love myself came from, you know? And just hearing you say that, it makes me want to hug you so much. I love you so much. I just feel like I want to hug you because it's like you understand us. We are one, you know, where you're my reflection. We understand our hearts. We understand each other because we are each other. And it's beautiful to see that there's people that was outside of carbonation that got with the program, who understood it. But it's sad to see and sad to witness that it was tarnished before it could ever go anywhere. So let's get back into your story because your story is absolutely amazing. So I want to talk about when you went to, you said you got on a bus, you went to the place, to Louisiana with Thanos. You had your child. I want you to explain what happened once you got to this utopia. Because I know that Yoju, sorry, I'm messing up his name, Yaja Judah. Yeah, Judah. Yeah, this Judah person.
Judah.
Judah. Thank you. Judah. He was telling you guys to come out there if you want to be in nature, be with the frequency. Basically, what it is frequency family is basically people who are residing on the same thought processing and frequency as carbonation. So you're part of the frequency family, and I'm going to explain this before I allow her to speak and give us all of her beautiful story. You guys, frequency family, if you're part of the frequency family in carbonation, you was told to place a certain title next to your name on your social platforms. That's how we was able to find each other. So back then, she would have been like angel by nature or angel, immortal angel. And I literally was Natiri by nature, immortal Natiri, you know, Natiri the Christ. I was all that, and she was too. So now this Yaju Judah is telling you to go there. What happens next?
Yeah, so it's funny that you pointed that out because that was actually how he kind of. Okay, let me say this. So the first time when I first met Thanos, I was angel by nature. By the time we meet Yaju Judah, we're on Bigo, and he has us putting immortal on our name. So I'm Immortal Angel. And everyone in this group chat was an immortal except for Yaju Judah. So I hate to admit it. I hate to admit it. But this was a situation where I think what Nature Boy had us doing probably could have helped us out. In the sense of we were saying, let's go to nature, let's build these communities, let's build self-sustainability, let's create a safe space, let's educate our children, blah, 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 right? And he had inserted himself into this group of people who were thinking this way, but he wasn't. I honestly think he just saw a group of people and we're like, oh, young Black people that's trying to come together and take action. Let me be opportunistic. Let me jump in the midst of this and start inserting my 2 cents and whatever. So that's kind of what happened. He joined this group chat from Bigo and he started throwing out there, hey, I have land, I have houses. They're already paid off, so y'all don't have to worry about paying me. Y'all don't have to worry about, owing me anything. Just come out here and build with your frequency, right? Did they have to pay? Nope, they didn't have to pay. He said it was all free, So we came out there, and at first it was amazing amongst the immortals. We was grounding, we was meditating, doing readings for each other, looking at each other's natal charts, and just having these amazing builds, having bonfires, taking walks, like just enjoying each other's space and creativity and coming up with a plan for our community. It was just beautiful until Yadu Judah and his direct followers that were already present, because we didn't know about these niggas, right? He didn't tell us that there was going to be a group of people who were already present, and I don't know, y'all. We get there, everything's cool. A couple weeks in, he sits us all down and he's like, look, I'm Jesus Christ. All right. When y'all was reading the Bible, it was me that y'all was reading about. He said that the Bible wasn't a history book of what had already happened, but it was a prophecy of what would be to come. And the story of Jesus was actually about him. And he let us know that the people who were already there, they were already his followers. They already knew who he was. And he said that we were going to be his followers too. He said the men were the disciples, and he said the women were the Miriams. Okay? And he just flipped the script. He started trying to change everything that we were doing. Of course, we're grounding. We outside, half dressed, soaking in the melanin. He's like, yeah, y'all got to stop. All the women got to wear long dresses and cover up. We going to start doing Bible study every single day from this time to this time. It cut me off if I'm rambling too much.
No,
it was great until he switched up,
Yes, the switch up is important to tell, because that's what happens. Remember, and I want to give the comparisons as you're speaking, Goddess, because absolutely wow. Down to the you selling your car for $2,000 and I sold my car for $2,000.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
That's insane.
It's uncanny. That's why I'm just like, yo, that's my reflection. That's my sister Goddess right there. Like,
insane.
That's insane. So it's important to say about the switch up, because remember, it doesn't happen that way where you just join something and you just come in saying, oh, he's the Christ. With Nature Boy, he started off as Eligio, and then he was Nature Boy. He was a Nature Boy. And we were just supposed to come and join him, join his community. Then he became chief. And chief is okay. You're chief of the tribe. Okay, then he said we'll have other tribe within the tribe. So it's cool. Then he becomes the Messiah. And it's like, oh, okay, well, the Messiah is somebody who's highly tapped in and enlightened. So cool, we could listen to you. You're master teacher. No. Then he became master teacher. Excuse me. He became master teacher. Then he became the Messiah. Then he became the Christ. Then he became God. Do you ever see what I'm saying here? So it literally starts off thinking that you're coming together with a collective community and you're just doing this all together until that one narcissistic person says, look, I'm going to, be the Godhead here because I want total control. I want to manipulate y'all. I want to brainwash y'all. I want y'all to follow me and what I want because this is my space. This is my home. You got to follow what I say, So it's literally just like that. And I wanted to explain that because this happened in another tribe. And they were not close to carbonation in the slightest. But they followed the teachings of Nature Boy. And this is why he needed to be made a statistic. Because these type of situations should not be going on. Okay? Girl, go ahead.
That's the thing is people don't realize. Okay, so there's like an actual video where Nature Boy was explaining that he knew everyone could not come to be like at carbonation headquarters or whatever. He was explaining that he knew people would have to go on and create these communities. And at the time when I heard him saying that, I thought he meant from like just as a byproduct that as the frequency grows, people are going to naturally want to create their own communities. But in hindsight, I realized I feel like this was something that he wanted. He wanted to be able to know that he was taking over the minds of the masses, that he was giving all of these people his knowledge and his mind and blah, blah, blah. There was actually an incident where my child's father had like video called Nature Boy and was kind of just letting him know that he wanted to come there and physically be within carbonation. And Nature Boy was kind of telling him like, no, I think you should start your own shit. I think you should create your own tribe and you already got your wives. Like, I think that you need to be a chief of your own tribe. So he definitely encouraged and endorsed for people to go on and become their own chiefs and create their own communities as long as they were fueled by his teaching. And to this day, there are niggas that are walking around to this day calling themselves chief and taking on multiple wives and building a tribe because they followed Nature Boy. These men were never calling themselves chiefs before they found Nature Boy.
Now, there's nothing wrong of being empowered, but if you're going to be empowered and lead, make sure you're a leader first. Make sure you're a follower first, excuse me. You know what I'm saying? You have to follow some kind of doctrine, some kind of proper leader to do what you want to do, right? But no, these people just said, look, I'm going to run it and we're just going to wing it.
I'm going to do it. I feel I should be the leader just because I said so.
Right. And that's how $30,000 go down the drain.
How it go down the drain.
Without any investments anywhere, So let me go ahead and ask you this, because you did touch on it, but I want everyone to just know officially. So you believe and you know and you've witnessed that Thanos and Yaju Judah, did I say it correctly this time?
Thanos and Yaju Judah.
Okay, you know that Thanos and Yaju Judah was heavily influenced by Nature Boy by video calls and private meetings with these
Thanos for sure. I don't know about Yaju Judah to this day. I'm kind of confused on what the fuck he was doing in our midst, because he seems more of like the Hebrew Israelite type, but he was surrounding himself with all immortals. Thanos for sure though, yes. Like when I say that's all he watched, like he woke up, from the time he woke up to the time that he went to sleep, even if he was on the game, he would have one of Nature Boy's videos playing in the background, right? Mm-hmm. So he submerged himself in Nature Boy's teachings. Like I said, I witnessed him video call Nature Boy, have conversation with him. Once we joined Bigo, he was always either, if he wasn't live, then he was in Nature Boy's live, right? So he was obsessed. He was completely obsessed with Nature Boy's teachings. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, who is Thanos? Thanos is the name that I'm using for my child's father.
who at the age of 17 to 18 groomed her into doing all this stuff. She did want to do the frequency family thing. She did want to join the mission and the purpose, but what he did was a pimp thing. Like literally like a pimp. And I know he didn't go into his pimp tactics or something like that. Am I allowed to say that here?
Yeah, let me shut up because I don't know. But I have, and they didn't say nothing to me.
Okay. Yeah, he definitely was an undercover pimp, and he tried to pimp her. Was it before or after you had your child?
It was after, when he tried to pimp me. So before I had my child, that's when he was trying to pimp the sister wife who was supposedly gonna, do what she had to do to support the frequency. And then afterwards, when I moved him into my space, that's when he started to try to force me to, sell my body.
Wow. And I'm glad you didn't even no. So let's go ahead and see the similarities between these people, right? There are certain things that you notice. I'm hearing a kind of an echo.
Am I?
Is it
nothing different?
Bro, I swear to goodness, am I the only one hearing this echo?
Maybe let me get my laptop off the StreamYard.
Okay. Yeah, you hear it?
Y'all hear me good?
Okay. Hey. Good. Oh, wait. You know what? It's whatever.
It's good? Okay.
No, it's not. Do you have headphones, Angel?
I do. I feel like they're kind of shitty, though. Hold on, let me see. One moment. They said they can hear y'all. Is y'all good?
I mean, I can hear it still, and it's a little bit bothering me because I'm like, okay, but I'm gonna just keep going. I'm gonna try to keep going. My bad. It only happens when I speak, right? I don't know what the fuck that. Excuse my language, but what is that? You can't hear me. I understand. Thank you so much, y'all. I appreciate y'all for paying attention.
Lord, let me try to move over here. I tend to get better connection over here, so maybe that'll help it out. But I see some people that are confused in the chat. I think maybe they just came in. Okay. So we're explaining that Thanos was a follower of Nature Boy who wanted to create his own community, basically his own tribe as a spinoff from they said go on mute while you're talking. Okay, I'm gonna try that out next time you talk. Okay. So in the quest to create his own community, he ended up luring me into another cult led by a man named Yaju Judah. I had to switch over here, y'all.
Yeah, and the lighting is diabolical. Nice. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what we're trying to explain. That's what we're trying to emphasize here to you guys is the elaborate networks. Like when you see one cult, right? It never just stops there. There ends up being spin-offs, branches, offshoots, etc., that grow from the influence of the first cult. So even when we look at like the Yahweh ben Yahwehs and the Nuwapians and all these other people out there, to this day, there are people that are still running and operating these belief systems and have, even if they've changed names, they're still pushing the same doctrines, still recruiting people and still abusing people under the belief that what they're doing is righteous, right? So that's one thing that I really wanted to emphasize is these networks that are left in the spiritual community, even once the ringleader is gone. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, absolutely. Damn, I still hear it. Is it? Whatever.
Oh, they said mute.
Hello. See, yeah, you're right. You did it. Okay. All right. So yes, that's basically why we're having this conversation because no one knows. You can watch the documentary, Hood Horrors documentary, but you will never get this side of the story. It's not on there. So I pray that there is some kind of way where we get to hear more of these type of stories. There is another woman called Elizabeth. I don't remember her Instagram handle, but she was also in another cult that was a spinoff from Carbonation, which was named the Tribe of Judah. She wrote a book on it. I'm praying that Angel gets her shit together and write a book on her experience with this, because that would be a bestseller. I'm not kidding. She has endured so much. Like I said before, y'all, if y'all just coming in here, please go follow her and watch and listen to her story time. I don't know how many parts is it now, Angel, your story time?
So it is completed. It's been completed on YouTube, but I just completed it here on TikTok. There's 25 parts.
There you go.
Yeah.
There y'all go. And if y'all was able to watch Hood Horrors, you can definitely watch her 25-part interesting, amazing story. And there's so much more to come, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go into the similarities that you've told me. What's the YouTube handle for your YouTube? What's the YouTube handle?
It is. I'm gonna get y'all the exact ad name. I'm gonna put it in the comments, because you know how YouTube be sometimes when you try to just search like a smaller channel. So I'm gonna get y'all the exact ad name.
I believe it's Black Rose Empire LLC. Was it?
Yeah, that's the like display name. I'm trying to get them the actual the ad.
Okay.
Because it'll take you
faster.
It's faster than trying to sift through. Okay. But you can ask me while I was doing this. I'm sure I can.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna go into there was a question or something I saw I wanna talk about. And basically someone said I see Efaru and Zoka posting all the time. So I wonder if there's another part. Yeah, look, I was just thinking to myself, yeah, you see them posting all the time now, posting what they've been supposed to be posting now, like living in nature and stuff like that. But when we were there and it was all about Nature Boy, why weren't we doing that then? You know what I'm saying? It's because it's all fake. It's a facade. It's like, oh, let's show this now that he's locked up. It's to show like we're doing something. No, it was always going to be like just for him. It's just for show, for him to just bring in women and fornicate us and sodomize us and do all these things to us, just to serve him, kiss his feet, wash his feet, literally give his feet massages and baths, giving his face a scrub, brushing his teeth, massaging his back for hours. And I was his favorite massager. This, you got to be mindful. They're selling a dream. Yes, it's such a beautiful dream. Yes, it's an amazing dream, but do it yourself. And I'm just saying that or with a community that's actually doing it. Because Angel is a part of a dope ass woman community. If you want to talk about that as well, Angel, please go ahead and do that. But go ahead. I'm going to let you talk about that right now.
Oh, yeah. So since then, I've definitely learned more in-depth knowledge of self, because above all, I'm a truth seeker. So that's how I found Nature Boy. That's how I found going off grid and seeking sovereignty and all this stuff, was just me seeking the ultimate truth of our experience on this earth. So that didn't stop. I seen somebody in the comments say, well, why can't you continue the mission? We are just much more refined. So I definitely want to shout out my sister Callie. I want to shout out my sister Akasha. Either I can drop their information here, or if y'all just follow me on TikTok, y'all, because we're always doing something. My sister Callie, me and her are working on a course right now, teaching people how to read their own natal chart so that they can, have control over their own life, instead of because that's something Nature Boy would do. He would read people's natal charts and use that to toy with them and toy with their relationships and get into people's minds. So it's important that we have that knowledge of self. So that's something I'm doing with my sister Callie. Me and my sister Akasha, we are working diligently to build matriarchal matrilineal communities. communities that are safe for women and children. And we're always doing something towards that. Like I said, just keep in touch. We have meetings going on that y'all can join. We're active right now in Charlotte. We do community like trash cleanups, get food out. Like we always doing something. So stay tuned, y'all.
That's so beautiful. I love that, Angel. Y'all follow her right now. If y'all not following her, we have 150 people in the building. If you don't go ahead and tap that follow, go ahead and tap that follow. This is somebody you want in your corner. Dear God, I thank God for her. Dear God, I thank God for Angel.
Thank you.
Of course, that just warmed my heart. Community cleanups, beautiful. That's what the earth needs right now, you know? So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this as well, because someone said in the comment box, could you ever say no? You know, ever? I want you to explain, because we heard this in your story time. Please explain what happened when you said no to Thanos. Being that this is a spawn of Nature Boy, please explain to us how, when you did say no, what would happen?
So it would depend on what it was and the severity, like how bad he wanted me to do it. But the general formula would be I would say, I don't know about this. I don't think I feel comfortable because of X, Y, and Z. And this is where a lot of the kind of brainwashing would kick in, because Nature Boy would teach that the black woman has been, what's the exact word that he would use? Like almost like possessed by the white man. Like the white man has put demons inside the black woman and turned her against her black man. So we're combative, and we actually can try to sabotage the black man from inside his household and all this kind of shit, right? So there were a lot of times where if I didn't feel comfortable about something, I had already been conditioned to think that that was just my conditioning. That was just my childhood traumas. And, you know, it could be anything. It could be him like abusing polygamy, right? Because he would use polygamy to justify some of the shit he was doing. And I would be like, that's not right. And then of course, see, though, that's them demons. That's those debilitations. That's, like I said, they would use your astrology against you. So that's, see, you got this, you got Mars and Aries. I have Mars and Aries. You're masculine, you're combative, you're aggressive, you're da-da-da-da. So on one hand, I'm like, I'm second guessing myself. I'm doubting myself. Like, am I rejecting this just because I've been conditioned to do so? If that didn't work and I still continue to push back, this is where it just goes to straight just berating me. Like, you stupid B, you dumb this, you da-da-da. If that didn't work and I still continue to push back, well, now he's going to physically assault me. Now I'm getting choked. Now I'm getting slammed into walls. Now I'm getting punched. He would often take things of value to me. As y'all watch the story, you would see that that was something he did multiple times. He has taken, you know, the battery out of my car at times. Like he's gone into my car and fucked with my car so I can't drive or start it. He's taking my license plate off my car. He's taking my keys, my phone, my social security card, my debit cards. Just all kinds of dumb stuff he would do to try to like leverage his control or influence in my life.
And we are talking about a man who had influence over her, named Thanos, who was her boyfriend or at the time, her direct, or whatever. That is a spawn of Nature Boy, following the Nature Boy doctrine. Just to answer that question in a comment box, okay? This was somebody that she trusted, you know, just to be on the frequency family and wanted to be in nature, but it ended up being a completely different thing for her. And this was around the time she was very young, you know, in her early 18, 19, 17, 18, 19, 20. You know, she was very, very young. Let's see. And it's crazy because, oh my God, I was just going to say something. Something you said that really triggered me. Whew. Excuse me. I was probably triggered me so bad. That's why I forgot. Like, I forgot. But yeah, we'll get back into that. it's very interesting how people just think that we can just say no underneath these conditions. You know, it's not easy. You know,
So much manipulation. Like even someone said in the comments, it's not just you versus the co-leader in the cult, it's you versus all his followers who protect him. That was definitely a big thing. Like even beforehand, like this is what I was saying, the poly thing, they can use that in like a more twisted way sometimes. Like if I didn't want to do something, there was times where he would use the other women to like threaten me, like, oh yeah, you don't want to do this, you don't want to do that, like I got a wife coming in right now, she's gonna do this, she's gonna da da da, like that's how you, like, I know you ain't for me for real, you ain't my bitch for real, because you ain't doing X, Y, and Z.
That
you ain't
sounds just so, like him, yo.
Now I'm feeling bad, like fuck, like am I not, you know,
enough? Yeah. Are you not enough? Are you not for him? Are you not for the mission? Like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, you do. Then you would. Nikki said, then you say bye. That makes sense now to a 26-year-old woman. Boy, bye. But when I was 18, you know, he's the man I lost my virginity to. Like he was my first ever serious relationship. I was green, y'all. I was green, and I was easily manipulated. You know, that's the thing. I was 18 when I first met him. He was already like 28. So he was already pushing 30, and I'm fresh out of high school. So that was a big part of the dynamic too, was just, yeah, there's a lot of things that I went for back then that I would never go for now. And that's why a lot of these men that are in this type of community, they like to prey on 18, 19, you know, younger girls that don't have that same conviction and backbone and don't have that wisdom and lived experience to know that when they're being manipulated, you know? So
that is insane. That hit me like a ton of bricks, man. You are a trooper. You're a hero. You're just a hero to yourself for walking away. And I'm so glad that you walked away with your child. Cause girl, that is crazy. Do me a favor and mute for me real quick.
Oh yeah.
No, it's okay. Oh, I love you. You're so cute. I need you to get some headphones though, girl. Cause could we try them out so you don't have to keep muting yourself? Gorgeous. Oh, fuck, that hit me so hard. So let me go ahead and tell you guys about the astrology thing, because that's what I remembered. The thing that was important from before. Astrology was law in carbonation. It was one of the 5 sciences, which is basically the curriculum or basically what we live by. And seeing how the 5 sciences is how what creates the mechanics of God or whatever like that. What I don't even remember. Literally is just kind of like that. It's basically saying that astrology is your genome. It's the makeup of who you are. So when people like Nature Boy or Thanos or whomever was using your astrology against you, it made you feel like, oh man, I have to conquer this. I have to conquer my demons, because you have certain things they like to call debilitations, or, you know, you have angels, you know, or, you know, your strengths. So if they would call out your Mars and Aries, which is basically you get furious and mad, and they'll call that out on you, you're like, oh, you're right, it's my fault because this is how I am, so I have to fix that in with myself. I have to fix that, or basically, you know, align myself. So that's why it was important that she said that. And I want people to understand what she meant by that. It was basically law. Astrology was law to carbonationers. Okay, so if they pull astrology on you, it's like, all right, let me get back with the program then, you know? And let me know if I'm wrong, Angel. What you feel?
No, you're right. Can you hear me? Does it sound clear?
It sounds clear, but now it sounds lower than before. What y'all think?
Yeah, it's because my headphones, they suck. They ass.
But I can't hear myself no more.
Well, that's good. That's a plus.
They say it's perfect.
Maybe if I bring it closer, can y'all hear me louder when I bring it closer?
Yeah, that's actually cool. I like it. But it's good. It's good. It's not that terrible.
Okay. Yeah, astrology definitely law. You have people that never heard of astrology a day in their fucking life, but then they start following, like my child's father, Thanos. They start following carbonation, and all of a sudden they're master astrologers, and they try to use your chart to manipulate you and make you. First of all, there's no such thing as debilitations in the way that Nature Boy was using them. Every sign has a high vibration, a lower vibration. Every energy has, you know, a duality to it. But to take someone's placement and try to make it like every time that person is upset, see that's that demon in you, see that's your mark. No, that's not that. That's a manipulation tactic. And I don't, because I seen someone in the comments say like, see, this is why God said, well, let's not do that, because both the Bible and the Quran said that the stars were put in the sky as signs for us. In fact, they were able to recognize not only the place that Jesus Christ would be born, but they also were able to recognize that the Christ was being born because of the signs in the stars. The 3 wise men that found Jesus Christ when he was born, they were astrologers. This is why we have to look at these stories and read the whole Bible, not just pieces and parts. So I just wanted to point that out, because of people like Nature Boy weaponizing and demonizing these things, I feel like it gives people fuel to be able to say, see, I knew astrology was evil. No. This was one person. This is a person using astrology for their own wicked ways, just like they can do with everything else. There are people who have killed in the name of the Bible unjustly, So anything on the face of the planet can be used to justify evilness in the hand of a wicked person,
Ashe. And I want to say this, and then I'm going to, after I say another thing, I'm going to allow people to come up, if that's okay with you, Angel, to ask you questions, comments, and concerns. You just, you can do it. You can do it.
Oh, Lord. Don't stress me out now, y'all.
Oh, my goodness. Y'all stress her out. She's a mother too, y'all. Okay. But there's someone that says matchmate says the devil and God exist together and both exist within us. So that right there, for me, I would say, I don't know about you, Angel, if you would like to tap into this as well, please do. But for me, that's what made me believe that Nature Boy was God. To one point. I never say you don't have to believe that, Angel, but for me, in the cult, the third time I went around and I was being more manipulated, more mind controlled, more humiliated, and more fair taxes was placed on me, I saw good and bad in him. So, and they would just say God was 2 sides of the same coin. So it made me believe that, yeah, of course, like, God was within us all, and he's portraying a good side of him, and she's portraying a bad side of him. So it made me believe that he was God, and a lot of the times he just liked playing the devil, and that's what made me justify that it was okay being there, but what did you think? What do you think about that, Angel? That concept of, I believe it's still true that God and the devil does live within us. I do believe that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think I don't think any one of us is the God, and it is so annoying because he would start off with teachings that were based in universal truths, and then he would just veer off. Like a lot of people, I seen somebody earlier when you said reflection, they were like, oh, they're still using reflection. Nature Boy didn't invent reflection. The concept of the illusion of separation has existed since the beginning of time. When we say namaste, we say the light in me honors the light in you. Like spiritualities have been teaching since the very beginning of time that there is something that is in all of us that recognizes itself in each other. And we reflect and mirror our experiences back to each other. He didn't invent that. Nothing. He didn't invent astrology. He didn't invent grounding. He didn't invent being in nature. He didn't invent exposing your melanin to the sunlight. Nothing that he taught that called to all of us was something he invented. But at certain points he started to contradict his own teachings. So at one point he was saying, I love myself and peace reflection because all of us have a higher self, not just him. All of us have a piece of God within us, but at some point that became, well, now I'm your higher self.
Yeah.
However the fuck that works. And when I'm saying I love myself, it's really just him saying he literally feels like everybody is just a reflection of him, and whatever the case may be. So I guess I'm just trying to say I do still believe that we all come from the same source, and we are all made in the image of that source. We all have pieces and characteristics and expressions of the source that we came from within us. And that's all of us. No one on this planet is anyone's God, no one on this planet is anyone's higher self. It's a universal truth that applies to all of us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where you have minds like my beautiful goddess here, Angel, who's only been in the cult for like 4 months. So she wasn't completely mind controlled the way people versus 5 years have been in a cult. So let's not be like, oh, how can you think someone was your higher self? You don't know what was happening behind closed door, how many times it was beaten into believing a certain concept. Let's just remember that the stuff on Hulu and Hood Horrors, that's just probably only a little bit of half of what was done. Let's remember that behind closed doors, there's so much more being done to make the believers believe more in him. And I was one of them. I never thought it would be me, but it happened to me. So I'm just gonna put that there as well. Angel, I want you to talk about this for me, and then we're gonna go ahead and take people coming up and get some questions for you, goddess. So I wrote down some similarities from your story time. I'm telling you guys, go watch your story time. From Nature Boy to Thanos to Judah. I don't know why I keep trying to mess that up. I don't know what is going on with my tongue.
It is a tongue twister. You gotta get used to it.
Yeah. So can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because my alarm went off. All right, so basically, I've seen the similarities between them three. I don't think Thanos talked about this, but Judah really did. He basically talked about incest and marrying children off to each other. And when girls got periods, they were eligible to get married or have sex with whomever, right? Can you speak about that? Because this is exactly what Nature Boy taught. Can you speak about that?
And that's why to this day, I kind of feel like Yaju Judah was someone who started off following Nature Boy and then decided that he was going to become the Christ himself. Because as I said with the other guy that I ran into, that was a common thing where it's niggas right now to this day that they will deny and say that they never were Nature Boy followers. But I was there from the beginning, and there's a group of us that was there when these people first got online, and we know they were Nature Boy followers before they became chiefs themselves. So I think Yaju Judah did that shit. We just throw that out there. But yeah, so like I said, everything was cool. And then all of a sudden he flipped the script. He started making us have these daily Bible studies. And there was at some point during these little Bible study meetings, he would give his teachings of how he felt our society should function and what the role of women and men should be. And so, yeah, at one point he started explaining that we're going to have to keep the bloodline pure. Because all of us that are here, we are a special group that have been chosen to honor the Christ and all this stuff. And he was saying because there's so little of us, we're going to have to get comfortable with mating with each other. So we would have to, when we had children, we would be expected to marry our children. Mind you, this was very scary because I had a little girl and two of the other members had boys. And, so he was already planning like, y'all kids gonna go together. And when we run out of, kids to put together, they may have to start marrying their sisters and brothers. And we're like, excuse me, that's incest. No, right? And he's like, well, in Egypt, sometimes the female, the brothers and sisters would have to marry each other because, that's what they had to do to keep the royal bloodline pure and blah 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 and da da da. And then he started getting into marriage, and he said that once a girl gets her period, that means that she is ready to produce offspring, which means she is eligible to be married off. And I remember I was the one who raised my hand and asked, like, you do realize some of us get our periods as young as 9 years old, you know? So what happens if a 9-year-old little girl gets her period? And he doubled down and was like, yeah, that's nature saying that her body is ready to be married and have a child. So yeah.
Oh my God. That sounds just like Nature Boy. I was remembering the meeting that we had, and he was basically talking about his queen could be his own baby Eliana or another woman, because he sometimes don't want to claim Malia. So yeah, I mean, there we have it, like incest, both of them, like. And I remember his sister, his blood sister, who was living with us in Atlanta. She said that he had a conversation with her saying about the Osiris and Isis story of them being, related or something, or sister and brother or whatever, and them being married or, having sex or whatever. So he was trying to imply to his sister that one of these days they will have sex. So it's ridiculous. Just remembering all this and seeing the similarities between the stories. Yeah, leave that up so I can see. I have time today. But but it's crazy. And with Nature Boy and Thanos, the only one I could think about was, he was abusive. He was a play pimp. And I'm not sure if he had any like gay tendencies, but I'm not going to put that out there. Okay, that's whatever. You never put anything out there, but I'm not going to put that out there either. But I wondered if any of these men really had like some tendencies to go both ways. I know Nature Boy for sure.
Yeah, Nature Boy, that was beyond obvious.
Yeah,
we got that on candy camera, unfortunately. But
which is not wrong, but if you deny it and you
don't lie.
Yeah, don't lie. If you go both ways, you go both ways. But if you sitting there hitting women and hating on women because you can't accept yourself, that's the problem.
That's what angers me. Don't be gay and then get with men and then make up some shit about women being devils and blah blah blah, so that you have a justification to take out your. Just go be you. Go get you a man and love each other. There's no need to bring that hatred and project that internal conflict onto the women in your life. Thanos I never seen him do anything gay that I seen. Mm-hmm. But he did like make excuses for Nature Boy, because that was one of the things that, like, I don't know if you remember, but Nature Boy had went through this like period of time when he was way before he started the whole like cat shit and whatever and voguing and whatever.
Oh, I remember. I remember. Go ahead. I remember.
He was going on this tangent about how like it's transgender natural. People were like the gatekeepers or some shit. It was some title he gave them. Mm-hmm. And I remember sitting there like, this shit don't make no sense to me. And me and Thanos, we would get into these heated arguments about Nature Boy, because I would call out something he said that didn't make sense, and then he would try to be like, don't disrespect my chief. You don't understand what he's like, just shut up. You don't understand what the fuck he's saying. What he's saying is da 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 da. So he did get real rowdy trying to defend the shit Nature Boy was saying. Big purr. Like he was real.
Chill out. She
was mad, girl. She was mad. I said, "Ooh, let me shut up about that girl, man." But
yeah,
sorry. Let me stop.
No, chill out. It's okay, bro. The big prayer. I saw it in the comments, and I was trying not to laugh. But yeah, because I mean, I see the similarities with all these niggas like P. Diddy, R. Kelly, nature boy. Like I'm just seeing the whole spirit is a spirit. You can see it in their eyes. Like it's they have the same look, all of
Yes.
them in their eyes. So I'm thinking it's like some kind of trauma from when they were younger, you know, like they hate women, but they really are very, very homosexual and they can't accept that within themselves because of the era they lived in, the era that they grew up in. It was very much shunned back then, you know, and so they get upset for some, like I'm literally trying to go through the whole psychology of it, right? I'm trying to understand it, but at the end of the day, I don't need to understand it. It's for them to understand and me to just stay the fuck away from. But yeah, there's nothing.
They did, man. I think like even like I know for a fact Thanos, he had a lot of childhood trauma around his mother. He hated his mother. He would openly say, you know, of course they changed their tune later, but at the time he would openly say that, you know, fuck his mom. Like it was his father that I ain't gonna get too deep into his childhood story, but he had serious issues with his mother. You know, the other guy I was telling you about that said that Nature Boy was the reason he realized he was the Christ. He has some allegations on him and photos floating around, you
Wow.
know, frolicking with young men. So I think there's definitely a theme here of men who are either carrying childhood trauma from their experience with their mothers or men who are grappling with their sexuality, having a lot of externalized hatred.
There we go. I'm glad you said that. Thank you so much, my love. We're gonna go ahead and take questions now. Um, is there anything else you want to hit on before we do so, or are you ready for that?
I think that's everything that I can think of.
Oh, thank you. You've been such a joy. Let's go ahead and get in. We have Allie here. Allie, I apologize for having you up so early, but how are you doing, beloved?
No, it is fine. I'm absolutely great. I'm actually very excited to be in your presence. I watched it and I have been watching this guy since the very beginning because I had, been on my spiritual journey and I was just like I love the concept of just like living off the earth and just like learning who you are and getting downloads because I have been getting downloads and it was like to meet these people online who are like experiencing what I'm experiencing because my Babylon world was completely different than than what other people, spiritual people, was doing. So I tapped in and then when it went left, I literally, because I'm an empath, I started to feel exactly like the panic, the really, really bad anxiety, to the point where I was losing sleep and everything. So finally, when everything came out and everyone was like, coming, it was a point in time where like people was cheering it on and then it got to a point where people were like, okay, now this is way too far. And you would have people jump on the live and just like, argue with him. And he got to the point where he would have people block people who just like disagreed with him. And that's when I kind of was like, yes, this is going good because people are starting to see that this is like so toxic for the women. They need to get away. But when I watched the recent Hulu documentary, girl, when I say I cried, because I was like, people say their name is Goddess and they just like walk around with that title, but they don't even understand what it means to have to experience something and then dismantle it single-handedly, pretty much. Like that is truly a definition of a goddess. Like girl, like you made me cry so hard because I'm like, it had to take so much for you to be honest with yourself and honest with the situation and just put yourself out there no matter what. Like you could have made the decision to stay quiet and just allow things to just be no, you took a stand and you was like, yo, fuck this. And you're so gorgeous. Like, girl, I'm gonna give you a million flowers
Good thing.
because you deserve it. But that was pretty much it.
Is she frozen? Is she frozen on y'all end? Or is it just me?
Oh, she might be frozen to me too. Oh, it's a cute smile too. She frozen like
Yeah, it is
her
cute.
picture.
But yeah, I think Janae just exudes goddess energy. She
Uh
has that effortless regality.
oh shit. I was frozen the whole time.
Yeah. She was frozen. At least she was frozen cute though. You was frozen on the cute frame. Yeah.
Okay, well, you know what? Maybe that was God telling me, you better get those flowers. Okay, thanks. I get thanks. I was trying to be humble as fuck. I wasn't even trying to be. I am humble, but I just wanted to just tell everybody I never take full credit for that. So that's why I'm just like kind of shy with that. But I just want to say give thanks. And I want to ask, do you have any questions for my goddess friend Angel here about her story and her journey?
Yeah, Angel, when did you what part did you go there? Were you just like on, because I know some people were like physically there, some people went there temporarily, came home, some people were like online only.
Mm-hmm. So I was, you could say I was a little bit in between. I was in a gray area in between. So I started off just watching. To be specific, I started watching Nature Boy. The first ever video I seen of him, I was like 15 years old. And then when I was about 18, yeah, yeah, that was the first time I ever heard of a Nature Boy. I don't think he had even left the States yet. He still was just like talking about going to the States on like Facebook or something like that. I was like 14, 15 years old because it was my freshman year of high school. And then when I hit 18, I'm like, I'm grown. Yes, I'm up out of here. And I thought I found my frequency. I'm like, oh shit, divine timing, cosmic currency, all that. We gonna figure it out. We gonna make a way. So when I was 18, that's when I actually like kind of got in the field. I like left my car, left school, left everything, and went to attempt to live in nature. Mm-hmm. I was on that journey on and off for about a year. And yeah, so I never went physically to carbonation with Nature Boy, but I definitely ended up on a side quest, you know, in a cult that was essentially a branch of carbonation or a offshoot of carbonation.
Right. I heard of you guys too, because they were saying like, oh, they're in isolation. He would say like, I have people in isolation before they come as well. Like would say stuff, and he would mention you guys as well. So okay, and what I would ask is, would you guys consider as well like having communities or like having it to where you like living off the earth or somewhat similar to that?
Yeah, that's what we were going for. That's another thing I forgot to mention. Once we got to Louisiana, we did start like planting a garden and trying to grow our little crops and stuff, and we were sleeping in our tents. Y'all Jujuta had a house, but we barely was in there. We was always either walking somewhere in our tents or having bonfires. Kind of like how Nature Boy had like the Airbnbs and shit, but then they would have their tents in the backyard. We was doing that type of shit. And yeah, the goal, we were all trying to get to Mexico because carbonation was in Mexico at the time. And as I said earlier, Thanos had talked to Nature Boy. Nature Boy had hyped his head up, like, yeah, you already a chief, you already got wives, like, yeah, y'all could come out here, but you know, you need to have your own space and da da da. So we had linked up with our frequency and we were trying to figure out the game plan for getting into Mexico and figuring out where our permanent home was going to be. But Yajujuda had other plans, you know? And some of us did go on to join carbonation. Some of us, like myself, brought my ass back home and have since decided that I am going to live off grid and live a sustainable lifestyle. But I'm going to do it a lot wiser this time. For starters, I'm going to be purchasing my land this year because I'm not going to be squatting on anyone else's land. You know, I'm going to get my own land and have my own space and community. So,
okay,
the marathon continues.
Ashe, I love it.
Thank you. Well, that's pretty much it. I have some more people want to come up to ask questions, but thank you guys for having me. I'm gonna definitely tap in with you guys.
Okay, absolutely. Please go
Peace.
ahead.
Thank you for coming up.
Peace, and please follow Angel if you haven't been
Oh,
following her.
definitely. Beautiful ladies. Oh my goodness.
Yes, good things. Thank you so much.
Peace. Nice to meet you.
Yay. All right, so we're gonna try to keep it to a a 3 question minimum. Are you okay with that, Angel? Or maybe one? Just
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay.
Hey, I'm here.
Okay.
Y'all got me. I'm just a little nervous. I ain't been doing panels in a while. I've been doing solo lives, so
yeah,
don't mind me, y'all.
Same here.
Hello, ladies. Can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my God, I'm like, I'm so happy I'm on here with y'all. But first and foremost, y'all are absolutely beautiful, and it
Yes,
takes a
baby.
lot of strength to be able to tell y'all story. A lot of people criticizing y'all. I know I got 1,001 questions. I'm just gonna ask one to keep it brief so other people can ask their questions. But I do want to give y'all flowers. I started, so TikTok dragged me down this rabbit hole. So I watched the Hulu story first, and then I'm on like part 16 of the hood horrors and stuff like that. But it's so crazy because I'm from New York State. I'm in Rochester, New York, but I moved to Atlanta in 2017, and I was starting my own spiritual journey. I had just graduated college, and I was like, I'm just moving, giving up everything. And it's so crazy because I didn't hear about none of this in real time. I didn't hear about this until 2 years ago when he got convicted. And I started looking into it like, where the hell was I? But it's interesting to see it was this big old platform and stuff like that. So my main question for y'all, I'll keep it brief, was how old were you ladies when you joined? I figured like we might be around the same age. I'm 32. So when I moved to Atlanta, I was like 23, 24, around that time. And how old were you ladies? I think, Angel, you said you was like 18. I think I did catch that part. And what did your family say? Like, how was that? Like, what was your lives like prior to joining? And what did your parents or immediate family say? And what was it like for them going through it?
Go ahead, Angel.
Janae, you want to go first? I just laughed because I just heard my grandma voice in my head. Lord, that was a time. So I was definitely 18 when I first like tribed up. When I got off the bench and was like, all right, I'm ready to, get in the field, start tribing up with the frequency. My family hated it real bad. Actually, to this day, I have family members that our relationship has not been the same since then. I was raised by my great grandmother and my grandmother. They had like joint guardianship of me.
Okay.
They both hated it immediately, really bad. My grandma tried to shoot Thanos one time. I left that out the story time, but my other grandma, she was like, girl, you gonna go out there, you gonna get bit by a snake, you gonna get bit by a spider, you gonna get bit by an animal. Like, don't go
Right.
out there. You ain't got no business in no damn woods. Like, my uncles wasn't fucking with it. I appreciate them. Like, they pressed Thanos, made him show them like a social security card, ID, something like,
Wow.
yeah, my family hated it real bad.
And what about, I know you said like right now, like some of them still, you don't have the best relationship and stuff like that. But I know we Black, you know how Black families be, you go to a gathering, they got something to say. Like, do you guys still like integrate yourself with your families? Like now moving forward and you guys coming back and being able to talk about the things that you've been through and the enlightenment that you have now that you probably didn't have back then. Cause on the outside, looking in, we could all say, oh my God, they so stupid. Like, why would they just do that? Like, how did you fall into that? Like, blah, 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 blah. But sitting here, just listening and really articulating, and we all looking for a sense of community and spirituality and trying to find ourselves. So it is kind of easy to wrap into that stuff. And like you said, if he's using certain things against you, like astrology or things that you believe in, it's easy to believe that stuff. So I took a class in college called Black Church, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm gonna take the class. I grew up in a Black church, like I'm gonna ace this shit. But the class really showed us how we were in Africa, how they brought us over here and conditioned us through Christianity, and how they used the Bible against us to say Christianity, the God wants y'all as slaves and things like that. So Angel, you explaining all of that just really gave me like the light bulb, like, wow.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot of it was so layered. I think people like this, they took advantage of a lot of issues that were already happening within, Black families, a
Yep.
lot of the trauma that was already there. So my family, we had a shitty relationship, from a very early age. So when Nature Boy came through and said, your family ain't your real family, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. This is all lining up. This is
Yep.
why I'm the black sheep. This is why every time I turn around, I'm into it with somebody, because we just don't clash. Everything I say sounds like gibberish to them, you know?
Yeah.
So
I wanna chime in with that if I can. When it comes down to that part right there, the frequency family thing, like your family's not your real family. I was feeling some type of way as well because I was finding myself out in nature and feeling with the spirit of love, feeling with the spirit of gratitude and everything. And like I couldn't relate to my family anymore, or some family members that wasn't filled with that spirit of love. It didn't make me feel like I need to be around them. So when Carbonation was saying they're love gang, that was the thing, love gang. I said, oh, that's what the love is? Let me go over there. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I want to say that was something.
We were probably hippies in a past life, bro. I can see it now.
Definitely a gypsy or something from the past life. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you for asking my question. I want to let other people answer questions, but I definitely want to say keep thriving, keep striving. Like, ignore the haters. I see a lot of these other people videos coming up now, like Efaru and stuff, and I just be really like, okay, but Janae, you treat them with so much grace, even while still telling your stories, both of y'all. And just keep doing that.
Thank you. I appreciate that, love. Thank you for coming up, asking questions, and for all the encouragement and warm words.
Anytime.
Thank you, love. Thank you. All right. So, I don't know what happened to all the people. Okay. Who is next? I did see Booker Stevie. So I'm gonna putting up Booker Stevie next. There was.
They're making a lot of good points in these comments.
Yeah, go ahead and answer if you want to. I didn't see. Oh, sorry. I thought I clicked Booker Stevie, but it's okay. You can go, Toya. No, not really go.
Oh no.
No. You want to say something about the comments? What points they were making?
Oh, just the family trauma. Like when I first, because I listened to him tell his story in his rants. Nature Boy was a yapper, man. That nigga could yap for hours on live about his experiences and all that stuff. And I did recognize a lot of similarities. Like both of us had mothers who were drug addicts. Both of us, at very young ages lost access to both of our parents, and all that stuff. And when my mom did come back into my life, she was very not the best influence. Let's put it like that. So I definitely understand what it's like to feel like you have to build your own family, being a child who is technically adopted. Sometimes even if it's within the family, the love isn't always there. Very, very young, I was made to kind of feel like a burden because I was raised by my great grandmother. So by the time I was born, she had already retired. She had already raised all her children and sent them off. So when she took me in, she had to come out of retirement and go back to work, even though her body wasn't in its prime anymore. And I don't know, there was just a lot of guilt around that. There was a lot of family members, her children, she had 6 children that were all at least 30 years older than me. They made me feel bad for that. There was several times that me being adopted was thrown in my face, or my brother, so I'm just saying all that to say, even though I had blood relatives, the interpersonal relationships were not very loving. They were not very supportive, strong bonds. They were very weak and flawed already. So when I went through what I went through with this whole journey, there was a lot of relationships that just got completely severed and haven't been mended since. So yeah, it's interesting how you can set out to build something and it just doesn't work like that. It ends up being the complete opposite of what you thought you were building. Yeah, but definitely don't make them family.
Yeah, I can't relate to the being adopted thing, but I can definitely relate to the family thing. To answer that woman's question earlier, basically with me, I was after the Nature Boy thing and everything, like with the revenge corn and stuff like that. My family, my dad's side of the family, kind of like disowned me a little bit. Like some of them stopped talking to me. A lot of them gossip about me and judged me, and when I tried to, like, stay a few days because I was visiting my cousin, they basically was trying to kick me out because of the whole cult situation. They thought that I was a demon worshiper, all this stuff. So it was crazy, man. It was, but now today, like, I've mended with my family. Not so, I don't really talk to them as much, but the other side, I would say. But it is what it is. I just leave it alone. I don't really need to be, talking to all of them anyway. But now one of them that stopped talking to me, we talk now, which is cool. Yeah, we don't really talk every day or anything, but our kids get to play. So, it's whatever. It's whatever. And when I started doing all this Nature Boy carbonation stuff, I was 22, 23. 22, and I was fresh out of college. Just got my license in aesthetics, and I didn't know what to do still with my life, because even though I got a license in doing something like skincare and stuff, I didn't know if that's what I truly wanted to do with my life. I was feeling something calling me to pulling me more on a spiritual path, and I thought that was the path. But anyway, that just,
it's so crazy how the stories be like
mirroring,
overlapping. Like, even when I was talking to Courtney, there was like so many different points where like shit was like weirdly similar. Like when you said your family accused you of being a devil worshiper, that was something I've been dealing with, that just because I was like a goth/emo type of kid for a lot of my life. But yeah, it got real bad after I went through the whole carbonation shit. My family actually accused me. Something terrible happened to my little brother, and they straight up accused me of like doing witchcraft, or like they tried to blame me, like, oh, you was doing witchcraft in that house, and that's why all this evil shit started happening, and blah 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 and do. So that's fucking crazy. And then I seen somebody in the comments say that was the time when you needed them the most. You would be surprised how many y'all think. I think sometimes that when you join shit like this, your family is waiting with open arms for you to come home. No, I got literally, when I came home pregnant with Thanos's baby, my cousin tried to fight me while I was pregnant. Like, literally, other family members had to split us up. And it was because of her, like, throwing that shit in my face. Like, you dumb as fuck. You went out to nature and let that nigga rape R-word you. And you sold your car. You so fucking stupid. Like, you would be surprised how many family members will like straight up hate you and reject you because you ended up in a cult. Like, I guess maybe it's the embarrassment. Maybe they feel embarrassed that someone from their family went off to do something so stupid from their perception. It could just be like, some people prey on weakness. They see you in a vulnerable position and they have an opportunity to feel like they're bigger or better than someone. Like the cousin who attacked me at that time, she had been the family fuck up for a while because she got pregnant in college, and she dropped out of college and she lost her full ride scholarship. So I'm going to be so honest with you. I think she saw a moment to feel like, finally, there's someone who fucked up worse than me. Like, and she was getting her little rocks off. Like, because at one point she was the one that the whole family was shitting on and looking down on. So I think maybe she felt like she had her little moments.
Wow.
Sorry if I'm rambling. I'm just saying all that to say, y'all, you never know the dynamics or the things that go through people's minds to where you would think they would come around you and love you and support you, and they don't.
No, it's crazy. I love that you're speaking, because you're giving me clarity about what's happening in my life. Craziness. Craziness. I'm gonna take the next caller. Okay, who is next? I thought I saw Book of Stevie here. But the actual F. I don't know what's going on here. I keep trying to accept, but I don't think it's accepting. So I'm just gonna press somebody else.
Somebody said a lot of people are homeless to this day.
Yeah. Hi, Nikki.
Hello, how are y'all? Nikki. Hello. So I am very not invested, but just more interested in the storyline of cult behavior. Because I've watched it to always be like an Anglo-Saxon type of thing, and for it to be like me watching the Nature Boy story and seeing it was like a black thing, it drew me in. It drew me in because as black people, we do our thing, but we are also like not that submissive to one another. You know what I'm saying? So I understand, like, if you want to be like hippie-ish or just want to do your own thing or travel or find your own groove, that's cool with me. But I listened to I did the YouTube, but I did the Hulu. And Hulu did not give the whole story like YouTube did. Unfortunately, it was a lot. So I just want to know, how are y'all feeling in today's society? Because especially since it's a reopened wound. It's a reopened wound for y'all. I hope that it's a healing wound, and I hope that it heals a lot, because some people who seem to be a victim on Hulu, nobody that's on this panel now, we're not a victim on the YouTube version.
I know who you talking about. That is interesting. I'm not gonna speak on that one.
I kind of flew over my head. Can you? No, I need justification. I don't know. Okay, it flew over my head. Who were we talking about?
I said some people who seemed like they were a victim on the Hulu version.
Okay, sorry.
No one on this panel.
Okay,
but we're not really a victim on the YouTube version of it all.
Gotcha.
They actually had people that were pulling them from the situation, having their back, leaving and coming and leaving, and all that other type of things. I think that how are y'all healing from it, knowing that you didn't have anybody pulling you that hard? As a family member, pulling you that hard, going on social media and begging for you to come back, because it was never shown. How are y'all healing from that? Watching somebody acting like they were a victim when they had actually choices.
You want to answer that, or you want me to go ahead and answer that first?
Both of y'all should answer it, because I think it's a good question for both of y'all. Y'all both went through it and y'all both seen it.
Go ahead, Angel. I'm gonna let you, because you were my guest, so I'm gonna always let you go.
I'm gonna be super quick.
Okay.
The only thing I have to say is that I can definitely admit that at times I felt a little jealous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't have a father, long story, and my mother, terrible, right? So there's been a lot of times in my life where I feel like a little jealous, because I'm like, damn, I wish I had a father that would like come out the country to come get my ass. Like, come on. Like, I there are times in my life where I'm like, damn, I wish I had that. I wish I had that type of love and whatever. But at the same time, everything that glitters ain't gold. So I don't know a person's full experience and bond and whatever. So yeah, that's my take on it.
Because you did say that you did have family members when you did come back, that they had a issue with you coming back, and they try to fight you, and it was like, finally, I'm not the scarlet letter, it's you that's the scarlet letter, which is weird. I would never do my cousin like that. Sometimes everybody have their own path, but I would never just say, like, if you're not harming what's going on inside the family, but what you're doing, like, I love you so much, I hate what you're doing, but when you come back, I'm going to still give you a hug, be like, I'm glad you out of it. No different than somebody who dealt with addiction. You know what I'm saying? I love you so much. I'm glad that you made the accomplishment to come out of that addiction. So I hate that for you, sis, that happened to you, that you had a cousin that did that to you, because everybody's gonna fight their own demons. Her demon should have been fighting yours.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
So, so with that, the question, I think I want to go ahead and say what Nandi said. I believe to a certain extent she was a victim. I believe she was a victim. Not even a certain extent, she was a victim. And just to I think that, you know, she's flawed in character, very much so. But it doesn't take away from the fact that she was also manipulated many times and thought and believed something and went back and thinking that it was going to be something and it wasn't. So I like to give compassion and grace in that aspect. However, when the children are involved, like there's one thing, right? There's another ex-cult member. Her name was Joy in the cult. Her name is Tori in real life. Tori had a child with Musa, right? And Musa had you know, they broke up and Joy left, but because Joy and Musa was talking about, you know, all these things and she had a child with him and she wanted to make it work, Joy went back into combination. Now, I was there when Joy left for the second time and didn't return back. And she decided not to turn back because she decided that her child didn't deserve to be in that environment. I commend Joy for that, you know, and basically saying like, you know, I'm gonna just not be manipulated anymore. I'm gonna try to do this on my own and all this other stuff. I think that we can take pointers from Joy, and I say we because I didn't, you know, I went back 3 times, you know, and it's because of my own programming and my conditioning. It wasn't just something we can just say, oh, I'm just gonna stay away from, especially if you spent so much time, effort, and energy inside of it, but also being battered and bruised and humiliated as well. There's so many things that go into cult conditioning and psychological manipulation, especially in a cult, that makes people feel like that's a safe place to even go back to. For instance, Malia. We can say that Malia is kept, you know.
Yes.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm listening to you. This is your storyline. I'm sorry, but I'm like, yes, Malia was one of my other people, but yes.
Yeah, and I keep going back. But, you know, and especially if it's a really dangerous environment for her, she's going to think that, you know, anything else is not okay because it wasn't. Even her, like I said before, her family basically wasn't accepting her. Well, some of her family was, but some other family just basically argued with her to make her feel like, okay, I need to go back to that place where I was being, you know, hit and whatever. It was a survival, like it was all survival, right? So for me, it was a survival thing too. You know, I went back the 3rd time because I was not doing the best in my life. Let's just say that I felt like I was doing more damage to myself than not being with them. And I thought he can heal me. So it was survival as well. Like people have to understand what was going on with us psychologically. We was thinking that anything would be better. There would be better than anything that we are doing to ourselves. We didn't trust ourselves anymore. So I'm gonna give that grace.
I can understand that, Grace, and thank you for acknowledging that, Grace, because I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not trying to say that if we're doing comparisons, you know what I'm saying, for how the Hulu story say and how it says with you, you know what I'm saying, and or her version or the YouTube version, you know what I'm saying. It was just more like she was more, I'm not this. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was really angry and still was coming back. And I'm not saying that she's not a victim. It was just some things were just not adding up. It was like she would get. It seemed like I'm bored, but I'm the head, but I'm bored at the same time, and I'm tired of getting treated like this. She wanted him to fall back, and she couldn't make him fall back. And that was like the most frustrating thing to watch the series on the YouTube version, is that she kept wanting to make him fall back, and he wasn't going to do that. And I think when she kept forcing that on him, he kept forcing his right on everybody else. Don't nobody else try this with me. Nobody else try this with me, because she's the last one. She's the first, and she's gonna be the last one. You keep trying to question me. But if you're somebody, if you're gonna be God of somebody, God get questioned. Our real God get questions every day. He get tried every day, and we get convicted every day.
Okay, so you want to
That's
answer?
what made it hard for me to just to see, because I really, I liked when she stuck up for herself. I really loved it, but I hated to see her go back and fight the battle she didn't have to fight for.
This all I'm gonna say. I think, like,
Go ahead.
people gotta understand that when we left, even those of us who weren't physically at Carbonation, this wasn't just a vacation. Like, when people said this is my frequency, this is my frequency. When we said this is our life mission, keep it real with you, to this day, I'm still on the same mission. My mission hasn't changed. Even if I've gotten more mature and I've recognized certain people and places are not for me. But I'm saying all that to say, I know who you're talking about, right? And you got to think, this girl, this is really her child's father. This is her real life. You know, she went and made this place her life. So it's not always easy to be like, all right, I'm done. You know, there's that feeling of like, I gave up my old life. I gave up school. I gave up relationships with people I was with before. And I committed myself to this journey and to this mission. And it can be hard to dig yourself out of that level of commitment and realize you have life left. You have a whole world out there outside of this place. You can leave this shit for good and you can go back to school. You can meet new friends. You can build new relationships. You can start new businesses. This thing does not have to be your fucking life, you know?
Yeah, it's hard when you give up your beginning and you start something new. Cause y'all, some of y'all were so young, y'all gave up your beginning. You see what I'm saying? You gave up your beginning to realize
Yeah, I
that you
was
could
fresh out
start.
of high school.
So yeah, so you gave up your beginning and you started something where you did, that could be an ending for you, and it could be traumatic for you. You know, because you gave up your beginning, and that's all I'm saying. But I always want to see y'all. I always, anybody who came out of it, I want to see y'all most definitely progress, be prosperous, be motivating, be aware, be educational, and also present good education to people who think that they should go in it. No matter what color they are, what race, what gender, no, nothing. Because it doesn't matter. A dictator is a dictator. And that's what I would give y'all grace at, that y'all most definitely can see, nope, they're trying to dictate a situation and not trying to actually help people in another position, like, and give them like that journey of love and grace, not trying to bring them down, not trying to feed into ego. And I can see y'all two ladies are not trying to feed into people's ego because of the situation that's going on, because it became so big. It's like, oh, well, we're not trying to tell you to go do this. We're not trying to tell you to go do that. We're just trying to make awareness. You know, give knowledge to the situation. We can't stop you, but never ever let nobody try to tell you that you should most definitely, as a human, be degraded no matter what. Trying to nurture the grass that God gave you. If anybody to me, just to me, me personally, uses the Bible scriptures and try to use their own scripture and enhance, is weird. It's off base, because one thing I'm gonna think of the Bible when it comes to something like that, when it comes to cult, the main thing that comes to me is God says never idolize a false idol. And and I never heard that man say that and none of that stuff. God says never idolize a false idol. That would send you straight to hell.
Yeah.
And can no man, no woman, no nothing condemn you to hell but yourself.
That's true. And hell is a mindset.
Hell is a mindset.
Thank you, Nikki. I really appreciate you for
I
coming in
appreciate
here.
y'all.
Thank you. Peace, love.
Peace.
Ooh, I had to hold back on that question.
Yeah, that's all I was like. I don't mind my business with this one as much as possible, cause I don't know that girl. I don't wanna be. I know how quickly things become social media wars.
No, for real, absolutely not.
No.
But sometimes you have to give compassion for that type of situation. Sometimes, sometimes because it's like I understand, because I was also a person that kept going back, for real. Anyway, let me move on to the next one. Let's talk about it. No, let's not, cause But who else wants to come up here? Can I come up? Of course, because I literally was asking. You okay, Angel? You're still good? Angel, you're still good?
Yeah, I'm still good.
Okay, just making sure.
Y'all these comments. I'm not finna do this with y'all today. Y'all
what
funny.
They doing? What are they doing, Ra?
Nothing. They just funny, and I've always sucked at like not laughing.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Nene.
Hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I was gonna say, I had chatted back and forth with Nature Boy for a long time about going to the coat. And I just want to say to Janae, I was freshly 17 and I was consuming my life with Nature Boy. We chatted for a long time back and forth about me going. And when you left, that's the first thing that opened my eyes to say, oh shit, you shouldn't go here. Because at first, I didn't think it was any type of cult behavior going on. Um, so I do have a question with that, Janae. I want to say, what the first time you left, what made you, no, the second time you left, I'm sorry, what made you press the live and to let us know what was going on behind the scenes? Because you really helped me save me, because I was trying to get my friend to come with me. And she was just like, no, you can go by yourself. And I was going like booked trips and everything. But I just want to know from your perspective, like what made you go on live that second time?
I don't know. Something just compelled me to tell the truth. And also remember there was her like saying stuff around that time, the second time I left. And I left for like a month off of social media. Literally a month I was gone off of social media. They were saying stuff about me being pregnant by Solar and just making up rumors about me. So I got back on and I just started to tell everything, because I don't know, I'd be compelled to speak the truth. Like I'd be compelled to say something and warn people about what's going on over there so people don't go over there. But me, I get sucked back in and and people will be looking at me crazy, because my mind was still gone. But still, like I'd be like, no, that's not righteous, that's not right, this and that third. And I did want people to like be cautious going over there because there was a lot of things that was not safe at all. So I guess that's the question answered.
I mean, and I appreciate you for that. I do want to ask you. I'm thank you. You're the reason I did not go. My friend can attest. Like she was like, "Did you watch Janae?" And I was like, "Who the?" At first, I was like, "Who the fuck is Janae?" And then she was like, "Oh." Neytiri. I was like, oh, let me go see, you know. So it was like a whole thing because I was like, I don't know a Janae. But from that point forth, I started to look up everybody's name, start calling them by their real name. I was like, oh no, like she's right because she was there. But I do have a question about like the real nigga moments. I'm telling you, I was like locked into knowing. Yes, I was a peace reflection at home, girly. Sing a real nigga moment theme song. But about real nigga moments, it seems like everything was a set. So can you talk more about how that went behind the scenes and what happened after the camera went off?
Absolutely. And I'll answer this question. And then the third one will have to be directed to my beautiful co host, Angel, because I want her to, it
Yes,
just be
I got a
focused
question
on
for her
her.
when this one is done too.
Great. Great. The real nigga moments, they were never, to me, they were never staged, but they were forced. Nature Boy would just say real nigga moment and just, let's have a, or actually some of them were staged. I'm not gonna say that. Some of them were like scheduled, not staged, but scheduled. We'll do a real nigga moment tomorrow or within a few hours. So get ready, put on your dress or put on whatever. Or, he would just say real nigga moment right now, whether it's behind the camera or on camera. It was definitely for the viewers, but also for us to try to get like clarity about what was going on in our situation. And the reason why we did it is because we wanted to, just be the examples that we can get over our generational curses, our traumas, we can talk it through and get to solutions. And that's where Dr. Bishop got formulated, if that makes sense. He basically just thought he was the therapist of it all and the mediator, and he just knew what was best. So he took on this persona. So that's what made it interesting. That's what made it look staged, but it was basically, yeah, Dr. Bishop. If you guys don't know who that is, go to Hood Horrors and you'll find out. Dr. Bishop was one of his personas that Nature Boy took on to help us through our issues within the tribe or the cult. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. To me, I wanted to take them seriously, but then when I started to see that it was like for views and he kept throwing me in a real nigga moment with Courtney and Zoka, I was just like, oh man, I literally started to check out after a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
It was the
Angel,
doctor for me. No
it,
PhD.
it was the
No.
glasses. I was like, okay.
He put the glasses
Um,
on and it was just, I'm a doctor.
it
Okay.
was the slow talking. I was like,
With the
okay.
hat. The hat.
Uh, my last question is for you, Angel. You said that the mission is still the same. Can you tell us what the mission was before seeing carbonation and what has changed since the co-interactions?
hmm Um, I would say that before coming into carbonation, the mission for me was to provide a solution for all of the problems that that we face being Black individuals inside of a system that was designed by our uh, colonizers, right? So for me, I struggled very early on. I struggled with anxiety, depression, panic disorders, just because of the things I had going on in my life, and we ain't gonna get too deep into that. But I saw flaws in the system very early on, with certain medications being pushed onto me. I was like 14 years old when I was put on antidepressants and anxiety medication and just all these cocktails, and no one was really listening to me. And very early on, like I saw certain corruption within the school systems, and how I was always a very intelligent child, right? I always studied outside of school. I always would come back to my teacher with independent research that I had did and been like, all right, so you know how you was talking about this last week? Yes, I went and did some digging and I'm seeing this. Why is that? And like I would get shut down. There was times where I would literally get kicked out of class or treated a certain type of way, and I was so confused because I'm like, how do I go from being a honor student because I'm seeking truth and I'm intelligent and I'm diligent, but then I turn around and I'm kicked out the class and I'm ostracized because I'm seeking truth and I'm diligent. You know, it just felt like there was a lot of corruption. I felt like I was a part of a system that wasn't truly meant to be for my betterment, even though it was labeling itself that way. And so I wanted solutions. I wanted answers. And I got into watching Sonetter and the Phil Valentines and the Dr. Sabies and, you know, General Seti and Young Pharaoh and Polite and just getting into Bro Sanchez and all these different great minds that were out at the time. And yes, Nature Boy. And I think how the mission changed for me is at first it started very individualistic. I thought that I could just change my diet, change my habits, and that cured my anxiety and my depression. I stopped having to take medication. But what I can honestly say is that Nature Boy opened my eyes to the concept of building an entire community that shares in the transformation that I was going through on an individual level. So I transitioned from just, I know the truth, I've healed myself, to I want to be around a whole community of other people that have the truth and they're also healed. And then now we're going to have children, you know, like I feel like it really opened my eyes to the possibility that my daughter never has to find her natal chart. I had to find my natal chart. You know what I'm saying? Like my family had no idea astrology was a thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, I could have a community. I could have a family in a space where we have children that don't know what it's like to be in public school, that don't know what it's like to have to search and find the truth and, you know, decolonize their minds. Our whole world can be this feeling of liberation and transformation that I'm in right now. So I think that's what drew me to carbonation. And to this day, that is still the mission, you know, after carbonation.
Absolutely.
Well, I thank you, ladies, for letting me come up. Thank you for speaking out. Thanks for being a voice because there were viewers that were egging it on, but people like me, I felt mentally drained when I found out, because I consumed a lot of my time I could have been doing something else in college, working on myself, but I was sitting here looking at my screen like, what's Nature Boy doing today? So I appreciate you guys. And I just hope that you guys continue to go to therapy and continue to just work on yourselves and keep just speaking out. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you,
Thank you for coming up.
Please. Man, that was crazy. That I'm glad she came up, because that puts a perspective on a lot of things,
Yeah.
Do you want to get some water or anything, Angel? Are you okay?
No, I'm cool. I'm chilling. I got my stuff over here off camera,
cool.
So
while we're here, I'm just gonna promote my book real quick. Promote yours, please. Get your books out.
I gotta go back and get mine. Hold on.
I'm going to show you guys my book. If you guys have so many questions I'm seeing in the comment box, you can find them answered in my book. This is a book that I wrote. It's called...
I'm sorry. Am I loud?
No, it's my around here. It's called Lesson Learned, Wisdom Granted by the Divine. And it goes deep, into my time at the cult, in carbonation, and also even before then, this is the chapter what happened the night that I was assaulted. All right, you can find all that here in this book. Go ahead and promote your books as well, my love, because she's also an author, y'all. Please go ahead and follow her.
Okay, so just to give a little disclaimer, my books are meant to be read as textbooks in complement to the courses that I've created online. So earlier I had dropped my website in the chat, hiddenether.org. I'll drop it again. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to take the courses. You absolutely do not have to. But it just, Like I build out PowerPoints and presentations and I go into way more detail. These books are just the basic facts that kind of help you highlight exactly where the Bible was manipulated. Certain words were intentionally mistranslated. Certain books, when the canonization of the scripture happened, they had two councils that largely decided what books would remain inside of it, what books would be taken out. That was all very biased. There was a lot of control mechanisms, manipulation tactics. There were political goals that were put into place throughout the canonization of the scripture and later throughout the translation. So these books, first one, Adam was the problem. The men, they just love this one. I'm sure y'all can imagine that they love this. And then the second one is Eve, the first queen mother. And they're both available on Amazon. Ariel Base is my real name, by the way. So that's
I did not know that.
Yeah. Pretend as though y'all don't know that, though. That's only for author purposes.
Yeah. Oh, that's what's up. Oh my goodness. So we're gonna probably take like 3 more people. 3 to 5. Please make it to a 1 question minimum now. I still had to get back to
we have the same name. Yeah, that's funny.
That's crazy. Girl, Ariel. That's crazy. So let's see who wants to come up next. I'm just gonna say the next person who wants to come up, just say who's gonna come up. Maximum. Oh shit, you're right. Maximum. See, I'm out of it. And please, if you do have a question, I think they confused. Who confused? Me? Damn. I got you. Hi, Crystal. Shit.
Hello.
Hey y'all. What's up?
How is going on?
Good. First of all, Janae, my homegirl told me that you were in her carnival van this past weekend in Atlanta, and she said you were so sweet and like your aura was just you. She said you had the energy, you was just going, and y'all had a good old time. And
really?
Yes.
Girl, I don't remember. I was drunk.
I heard it was a good time.
Oh, that's nice. Oh,
yes.
Till I say hi.
I will. And Angel, I commented on a couple of your videos. I found you the other night, maybe last week, and was listening to your story, and it's just one of my.
No, you're out, Crystal.
You paused. What happened?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. One of my biggest regrets is not catching this situation happening in real time. I'm born and raised in Atlanta, so when he got arrested, it was down the street from me. I was like, oh shoot, what's going on? But when y'all say that y'all were following Nature Boy, like Thanos was following Nature Boy and y'all were following Nature Boy, was this strictly online, like YouTube and Instagram videos, or did y'all have like a discourse? Like, I can't wrap my head around the following aspect, of just like somebody on videos.
Yeah, so for the majority, like when I first heard of Nature Boy, when I first started following his teachings, and I don't know if she can still hear us when she's paused.
I'm here. I had wrote some questions down because I was thinking about stuff and I didn't want to forget, so I was just looking at some questions. But we got a 1 question minimum, and I'm trying to talk fast. But
I'm sorry.
I'm listening. I'm here.
Whatever you want to answer, Angel, you got it.
Okay.
Well, yeah. Well, just to be quick, yeah. We followed him pretty much entirely online. There was like at the later points, like right before we went to Louisiana, Thanos started talking to Nature Boy. I did not like his energy, so I avoided talking to him. Like when he came on Thanos' panel and started talking, I muted, I calmed down, and I just let him talk to that nigga because I don't know. So let me put it this way. I always loved the information, the knowledge. like I said, I was already watching Sonetter. I was already watching a lot of the people that Nature Boy got his knowledge from. So, you know, I was much less emotionally attached to Nature Boy than Thanos. Um, so I was following the teachings. I followed the videos, the information, but I was perfectly content to kind of just live my life and build my own tribe and community. I didn't feel the need to be a Nature Boy stan. Thanos, on the other hand, was obsessed. You know, this man was willing to go to
Right.
war about his chief, you know?
Mm.
So I don't, to this day, I don't understand why that grown man was so obsessed and fixated on another grown man who he never met in person. Um, I mean, I can understand it, but to the level where, you know, like I said in the story, this man was putting his hands on me to defend this man's honor.
Right, because he said it was right. Exactly. That's
I
crazy.
don't,
That's
your
insane.
guess is as good as mine with that one. But yeah.
Do you guys think that when Nature Boy first started, that he had good intentions, or do you think he always was just trying to manipulate the situation? Like he always just wanted people to follow him? Because of course, I didn't see it in real time, but from the hood horrors, it was like, oh, I'm going, come with me, come with me, come meet me, come meet me. And then I thought it was funny that he made it a point on the documentary to say that it was men that came and met him and not women the first time, because it was like men that were really just like down to do what Nature Boy was saying. But do you think he had good intentions at first and then stuff just got weird? Like it was the power struggle or the yeah, do you think that's what kind of amped him up, and maybe the publicity online and stuff like that? Or do you think he really came into this like wanting to manipulate a bunch of people?
Go ahead, Angel.
See, somebody said he seemed so human in the beginning, right?
I think from my perception, you know, and I'm sure Janae would know more. Just from my perception, I think that he really got a hold to some real knowledge. And like all of us, because like I said, I was watching in the beginning when he barely anybody knew who he was. And he was, I ain't gonna get too deep. Point is, I think that he was excited about the knowledge just like all of us were. But you know, like I think that he started off with some genuine information, but I think he also started with traumas and like certain thoughts that he would, let's keep it real, before he even started carbonation, he had already been putting his hands on his child's mother. He said that out his own mouth,
Right,
that he was
right,
already beating on
right.
his child's mother and all kind of shit like that. So I think he always had those traumas and those urges, and it was mixed with a pursuit of knowledge. So maybe he wanted to do better in some ways, but evidently the trauma's lost. I mean, the trauma's won. Let me put it like that. I think he was always talking about other people's inner demons, but I think he had the strongest inner demons of them all. That's my opinion.
I think you could see it on him. Like when I look at some of the older videos, it's like you could kind of see like the evil in his face, just from my perspective. But what do you think, Janae? Do you think he started off kind of with good intentions?
You know what? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. I don't know what to say about that. Honestly, it's like a hit or miss. You can, once you get in tune with this type of knowledge and this type of frequency, you do hit a sense of community in your heart. You want people to come together to experience this Christ consciousness or frequency, So because I've experienced it, so I know like how I felt when I started going out into nature, eating better fruits and vegetables, higher my vibrational frequency, getting tapped into love and all this other stuff. I knew I wanted that for others as well. I know that in my heart. So
Right.
there's that aspect to where I want to believe that's what happened with him, that he started off that way. But then there's other people that, tell me that ain't no way he started off that way. Like he was always, in it for himself and all this stuff. Because then you have to remember the type of person he was before carbonation and all this stuff. He was hitting on his baby moms,
Right.
So
You're right.
I don't know. And that's the most disheartening thing, because it's like I followed this man and I really don't know if intentions was pure at all because of where he ended up or how this all ended. You know, if there was pure intentions, wouldn't have it ended in another way. That's how I think. And to describe the demon that he is, there's a name for him. I'm trying to look it up right now. I think his name is Azazel or Azazel or something like that. Even now, it's kind of hard to even say the word of this demon, but it's I believe he is responsible. Azazel became to be viewed as the fallen angel responsible for introducing humans to forbidden knowledge and described in the book of Enoch. All right. And he's the demon, and I believe is this one. I hope I'm saying it right. This was the demon that it's translated as the scapegoat. Okay. All right, we got things ringing off. So the thing is, we have to understand what the demon was and who he is. He's somebody who lures people into nature. Okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Look it up. Someone had to. I had this whole Bible study or whole, conversation with this woman, and she had to tell me like, this is what you're describing to me, Janae, is the demon of this, this demon. And she basically said all these things. And I wish I could remember everything she said, but even now I'm trying to find things about this demon. Just knowing about this, yeah, he was possessed by a demon, or he was the demon. Let's just say that. So yeah, he's something different. He's something different. So that's why I'm just thinking to myself, was his intentions really pure, or was he literally here to lure people the whole time? So
and it seems like he's still doing it. Like in jail, the pictures of him with all the groups of men, and he still got people going back and forth. And it just seems like, yeah, he's still exuding it 100%. Like nothing has changed. But with that being said, what do you think needs? I'm a teacher at a high school, and I of course have students who are very spiritual, and they also go down these spiritual journeys. So what is something that young people can look for, or just a red flag or something that they should not do to keep them out of going into situations like this, or even getting manipulated at all? Because I know being young is a scary time. Like, it's just a crazy time, and you never know how crazy it is until you're older and you're out of it. But I guess, like, what's just something that you can tell the younger girls that are on a spiritual journey or about to start a spiritual journey, or want to, that will keep them safe?
No man can tell you what you already know. Hold on, I knew she was coming in here. Hold on, give me 1 second. Come, Zuzu.
Hey, baby girl.
Mine came in at the same time. But, for me, I would definitely say understand that there is no adversary, there is no mediator, there is no one who needs to intervene between you and the creator. You come from the source, just like every other being on this planet. So if anybody is telling you that you have to go through them in order to get to God, run. And I mean that for everybody. I mean that for religions. I mean that for teachers. Any religion, any spirituality, any teacher that's telling you that you have to bow down and praise them first before you can go to God, it's no good. It's no good. Don't trust it. Block it immediately. Walk away from it. Yeah, that's the advice I would give.
Okay, thank you, Angel. Janae's in mommy mode, but I really appreciate y'all. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck on your new community. I think that's so great that you are still steadfast with what you want to do. And yeah, good luck. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you so much, love. Thank you for coming up. Yeah, Janae's in mommy mode. I wish I could bring y'all up, but I don't think I can. Oh, I think I can invite people, but no, she has to accept it. But I don't know. Let me see. What was in the comments? Did y'all have any questions in the comments that I didn't see?
My bad. I got like 10 minutes with me now.
Callie.
Hey,
Hey.
hey.
This is
This
what I
has
was
been a
talking
really
about
dope
earlier,
conversation.
y'all.
This has been a really dope conversation to listen to, and I don't know, just full circle. But my question to you guys is just how has it been like integrating into the world after moving away from like the carbonation community and kind of like grieving that whole thing and like trying to move forward in a world that may not understand you, you know?
Go ahead, Angel.
I think that's what made me realize that I still had to be on the mission. Because I did go through a period of time where I tried to go back to just integrate back into society. Which that might be my next story time, y'all, about how I tried to integrate back into society. And it went horribly. Like, it just was not for me. I feel like my mind was forever changed. My spirit, once you realize your purpose, you can't unrealize it. So for
That's a
me,
fact.
it's just been refining, learning how to do things better, smarter, with more intention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
For me, I guess it was easier. I guess like it was just go with the program. I guess I don't know what else to say. Like it was just like after I left, I went to Mexico and whatever like that. But when I figured out me and Courtney wasn't working out, I went back to my mom's and got a job. Once I got a job, I guess I was just trying my best. But honestly, just like Angel said, once you know what this really is, it's kind of like hard to like keep going with it, if that makes sense. I'm still to this day, going back and forth with what I really truly know and what people want from me, what people
Yeah.
want to see me do. So it's a battle, but yeah, I guess I'll just get with it. That makes sense.
Okay. That was my only question. I certainly relate to everything that y'all was talking about. And I asked that question, because I'm dealing with that, myself. Like, happy that I've met everyone that I met, because still it's like, oh my gosh, you reflect me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you reflect you know what I'm saying? And it's like going out the world, it's like hard because they don't see you. They don't see you for
Man, you just broke my heart.
Yeah.
You just broke my heart.
Yeah.
Gosh, it makes me feel like that's what we're supposed to like. That's why we're supposed to
That was
be.
the whole reason. That's the whole purpose. Yeah.
It was.
Fucking broke my heart, bro.
But we still got each other, though. We're locked in. Like I said earlier, I was telling y'all that one of my sisters were hosting an astrology course, so that no one has to have their chart weaponized. This is Sister Kelly who was co-hosting.
Yeah.
So yeah, scroll over org and watch what we got going on. Yeah, because we ain't going nowhere. We still in. We're still family. We're still frequency. We having a little size for some time, but no.
For sure.
Oh, they said it's glitching.
I don't know how it's glitching.
It's me. That was it.
Or so perfect, or so powerful.
Okay. So powerful. We
just
heard you though.
shit.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
It's glitching on my end.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Peace.
Love y'all. Peace.
Not we in a toaster.
Oh no! Can everybody hear us now? Oh, now it's
you know, it do that when we start talking that real shit. Yeah.
Yeah, for
What is that? Get
real.
that here.
That
Get that
was
here.
literally real. One of the realest feelings I felt this like, with the callers. Like not saying the callers weren't real, but that right there hit me.
Yes.
Like fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm supposed to be like for Kylie coming on here, I just automatically feel like I'm supposed to have something for all of us. Like
Yeah,
fuck.
because I
Like,
miss those times, like,
yeah.
that, like those times when we just woke up and we were with our frequency. Like, I just woke up and niggas was just there that was supposed to be there. I'm like, this is great.
Wow.
This is lit.
Yeah.
Like, waking up and feeling like you belong and that you can have conversations that you can't have anywhere else. People that see the
Right.
world the way that you see the world and agree that things are problems that need solutions and agree on the solutions. That's like a very
Yeah.
hard thing to find, and I've been trying to find it ever since. So,
Yeah, when she came up here, just like a connection that happened.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yes.
Like,
Love Callie.
yeah, she's one of us. One of us. One of us. Nodea says, that was strange. There was a loud vibration when she came up.
Because when the trios come together, because wait, it might be all the Capricorn energy. I don't know.
That could be it.
It might
That
be
could
all of
be
that
it.
layered together. It just was like, this is too much. This is too much.
Yeah, yeah. When I met with my reflections, I was gone. That's beautiful.
Couldn't when I tell you, phone hot as fuck. Sleeping on the phone, like waking up, phone print on my face like this,
Oh,
because
that's so sweet. I
we was just
fucking
that
love
locked
it.
in, man. Like,
That's beautiful,
I'm
man. Anyone
a
else?
Capricorn moon, y'all.
Yeah, Capricorn moon here. She's a Capricorn moon. Me and Callie has the same birthday. So everything the same. The age,
Locked
the
in.
birthday, everything. But other than like certain things in our chart, but it's Capricorn moon. No, Capricorn sun, Gemini moon, Capricorn rising.
Hell yeah.
Okay, anyone else before we like decide on two other people and then we're going because we got kids? Did you wanna what's next for you both? There's a question right here. What's next for you both? Do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, just still building, still building. The main thing right now is I'm working on land in North Carolina. And that's going to be like the first physical location for what has been an online community thus far. So it's going to be a vibe. As soon as we get the land, we're going to be building greenhouses and be giving out free produce to the community and just opening up opportunities for like kids can like volunteer, high school, college students can volunteer. And just, yeah, that's that's the biggest goal that I'm working on accomplishing this year.
That's beautiful. I love that. You'll just find out with me what's next. You'll find out. Hi, Ava. Sorry, I said Ava. Hi.
What's up, Ava?
Hi, you guys.
Bring that here.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just want to congratulate you guys for getting out and moving forward and living your life in the way you want to live your life and where you see peace at and your own peace and finding it yourselves. That's more important than having somebody lead you into a euphoric nothing, and I'm glad that you guys found your own specific peace. And who cares what somebody thinks about how you got there or why you stayed or why you came back. It's obvious. And if you can't see that, then you silly. You know what I mean? And that's really just the truth. So I commend you all for doing what you needed to do to get yourself to where you need to be. That's more important than anything.
Ashe, I give thanks, goddess.
Thank you. Thank you. I definitely appreciate that.
You're have welcome. A beautiful, beautiful night, my love.
You too.
Peace.
Peace. Thank you. My baby just did a tarot reading for me. She be doing this.
It's mine too. What she give you?
You got the Emperor, Queen of the Empress, the Emperor and the Empress. Okay, that's divine. Okay, Nine of Pentacles, King of Cups, King of Swords, Knight of Pentacles.
Ooh.
You went crazy.
Cocktails and Carly.
That's crazy, yo. Ooh, she a little spiritual baby. What's her sign?
She always do that. No, she's a Leo.
Oh.
But she has hella Virgo energy, so like the sister of Pisces.
Oh, okay.
Like she's real
spiritual.
Yeah. She do that randomly. She just grab cards and then she'll come like force them on me. Like she won't stop until I take them. And I'm like, girl, let me see. What is these cards? What is they? And it'll always be something.
That's what's up, girl. Yes, she said. Let me tell y'all.
What's up? Is this Steffi?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I guess we'll just. I'm accepting whoever this, sent. What's it called?
Yeah, that was a powerful read. I'm gonna sit with that for a second after the call.
Yeah, please do, because that's dope. Those cards are dope. She's deeply in tune. That's what I look like. I'm trying to accept your thing, your request, fam. Well, there you go. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, give me 1 sec. Hi, I got a customer. Give me 1 second, y'all.
Okay.
Girl, Angel, I want to say thank you for doing this with me. It's been
It's been a journey.
Yes, for real. Oh my God.
A roller coaster of emotions.
Yeah, I'm glad I did this because I was just like thinking to myself, man, I started feeling like I didn't want to like keep talking about carbonation and shit like that, but I really wanted people to, I wanted people to know who we were. Like, there's people like you that needs to be known too. Like, people just be like, oh, well, carbonation members, the main members. No, there's other people that have a story too. So thank you so much for doing this with me. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. And that's why I set out to even tell the story in the first place. Because I'm like, there's so many different ways that this world was impacted, you know? And I would like people to be able to see that more. There's even more people that ended up with Yaju Judah and just all kind of stuff.
No fucking way. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to see this guy a day in my life. It's gonna like trigger the fuck out of me.
You don't need to see that. It's not necessary for him to be seen. I wouldn't be surprised. He's on TikTok, so he has a lot of followers. Most
no
of them
way.
Yaju or something. Yeah.
I'm not even going to even no. She says she's ready now. Let's go ahead and hello.
Hi, beautifuls.
Hey, lovely.
I just have a question. When you guys were, in the cult and stuff like that, and you were witnessing, the abuse and stuff, how did it mentally affect you? Like, with the men specifically, like they wouldn't speak up or be like, hey, stop that. Like, did that take a toll on you guys, or were you guys, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did that affect? Because it's one thing when a man is doing it to a woman, us women, we would usually speak up like, that's not right, that's wrong. And for having all those men stand there and witness it and not say nothing, or did they say something?
You want to go ahead and talk, Angel?
I'm gonna try my best not to get too riled up because I have very strong feelings about that. In my story time, y'all see, there was a man who was present whilst I was being abused, and the nigga, he had gotten a little, and it's interesting because this man, he did go on to join carbonation physically and do some questionable things there. That's another conversation.
Nah, bro, you can't. Nah, I gotta know now. We can do that.
I don't want to say to them. I'll tell you on the back end.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy.
But yeah, he actually hey girl, Brownie. So after I had got beat up one day, he, like, not only was he standing there the whole time, because we was just fighting all through the house. One thing about me, I'm a fighter. You put your hands on me, be prepared to tussle for the next several hours, because I'm sorry, Mars and Aries. So we're just tussling all through the house. This man, he got my phone, like he's trying to pry my phone from me. And then he does eventually get it. So now I'm trying to get it back, and we're still tussling. And I remember just calling out like, "Bro, do something! Like, you just gonna let this dude do this?" And he's like, "I'm gonna." I'm like, "Well, call the cops! Like, do something." And then so later that day when we was going on our walks, he was like, "I mean, you don't think that maybe he felt emasculated?" Because this is one of the times that Thanos was mad at me because he felt like I disrespected Nature Boy. So this dude who went on to join Nature Boy, he tried to talk to me and be like, "Oh, you don't think maybe you made him feel emasculated, or like you disrespected him in his beliefs, or blah blah blah." So he tried to like subtly brainwash me into thinking that I kind of deserved to be attacked over another nigga, you know? So it's a lot of weak-minded dudes, and they do tend to gather. They tend to go where they feel comfortable to, you know. Yeah, Callie was there. Yes, it's a lot of niggas that they need to be held accountable too, because they got off. Nature Boy allowed them to get off, you know, with they bullshit. But that's my opinion.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, like I think that Nature Boy basically put in these niggas' head that we're demons and devils and we deserved it and all this stuff. So they just kept their nose out of everything. They were not protectors at all. I will say one of them, and I don't want to say who it is because I don't want to, you know, whatever, but one of them, while I was getting abused for the first time, was like, my family's lit, you know? So I'm just like, oh, word? All right, bro. While actually Caliber was the only one that came around, and Caliber and I was always cool. But Caliber, he was the only one that told the women to chill out from like trying to like be up in my face and abuse me and stuff. He was just like, yo, just chill out and let her get her stuff and go. You know, but other than that, you know, they didn't give a fuck, bro. Like because of the doctrine or whatever. I don't know. But other than I don't know. It's triggering sometimes to think about certain things. The abuse, what it did to me mentally, even though I wasn't getting physically abused at first, watching the abuse was very traumatizing as well, because then it just puts you back in line even stronger, like, oh, let me not do anything to mess up and get abused, you know. So it was yeah, it was traumatizing.
Yeah, I think sometimes they use examples out of people, and unfortunately it can work. I know I was in another situation not too long after that with the other person that was also influenced by Nature Boy. And you know, I watched him beat the shit out of one of my sister wives, and I feel like that was one of those moments that I will always regret and like feel just really shitty about myself because I didn't do anything. Like afterwards, you know, I helped her like clean herself up and try to make her feel better and try to figure out solutions for her to get out of it. But in the moment, I didn't jump in, you know? And there was a part of me that felt a little relieved that it wasn't me. And you know, that's the harsh truth sometimes. Sometimes when you're in these environments, you do find yourself feeling like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to interject because I don't want this shit to turn on to me. Right. And then I'm the bad guy. And then a lot of times, like that sister wife that I helped out, she ended up snitching on me. After I tried to help her get out the situation, she went and told him that I tried to help her get out. So sometimes you be in a situation where you try to jump in to help somebody and then everybody turn on you. Yeah. So you trying to play Captain Save a lady. So, you know. So I do understand sometimes, you know.
Yeah, my apologies. Yeah, I definitely can relate to that. I remember one of the times I told Nature Boy I was gonna leave because he basically like had me trapped in a tower, bro. He went to Atlanta and everyone else got to be downstairs but me and Wizzy, which was knowledge. Knowledge and I was just up in the upstairs where Nature Boy's wives were supposed to be, and everyone else in the community were having a party and doing all this stuff, and they were like in like communing with each other and whatever. And long story short, I was just like, nah, I'm done with this. I'm done being here. So I told Nature Boy I want to leave. He told me you gotta have to find your own way back home. And this was when we was in Puerto Rico, the second time I left. I was like, fine. And then my mom, by the grace of God, got me a plane ticket or whatever, and I was supposed to go that next rising, right? So let's say I woke up early that AM, the day I'm supposed to go home, I believe. And it really hits me sometimes when I think about this because I was so fucking scared. I'm not gonna tell you what couple was fighting, but there was a couple fighting, and the woman was screaming from the top of.
Don't blame yourselves. Don't blame yourselves at all, and take your time because yeah, it's Nature Boy's fault and all the other men. Because like I said, I know women. We usually stick together and we fight even though we're in it and it's wrong. We still would try to you know what I'm saying, stick up for each other. So I don't ever want you guys to blame yourselves because y'all are not at fault and y'all are literally heaven sent, and that's why you guys escape because sometimes God will use his angels in the devil's realm to y'all help them women and men too. Even though that sometimes they didn't help y'all in the end truly help them. And y'all put away the monster. So I want to commend y'all women because y'all went through hell and back and y'all did the right thing.
I appreciate that, goddess.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was.
I definitely appreciate that, love.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I'm not supposed to finish the story. So I'm gonna go ahead and. She was traumatizing, bro.
Yeah, it definitely is. It'd be interesting the stuff that like I don't know. Sometimes when I look at certain experiences that I've had, and like in those, especially when you have a lot of Capricorn energy, like we're really good at like compartmentalizing and like shutting our feelings off and just doing what we have to do to survive and get to the next step. And there's a lot of stuff, there's a lot of trauma that gets buried in that compartmentalization and that just sucking it up and doing what you got to do to move forward. And yeah.
It was you're right. And then when it comes up, then you gotta face it because it's like I'm glad she was saying what she was saying just a while ago, Angel, because just like I blamed myself for a while for not helping her. You know, the girl who was screaming from the top of her lungs, "Someone help me!" Shit, that all I could do was cry in the tent next to them and like really just pray to God. I was praying like I don't know what to do. I was frozen and no one was helping her. No one was going to save her. But she was being abused really bad. And then next thing you know, she has a knot on her forehead, because she got abused. So I spoke about this like years ago, and but it still hurts my heart to this day because I wanted to move, but I literally could not move. I was frozen in fear. I wanted to help. I wanted to save her, but I could not. I couldn't fathom what would happen to me. And I always think to myself, how could I think about myself in that moment when someone needed my help? That's not heroic at all.
Yeah.
So,
trust me, I understand, man. It's like self-preservation is a thing. Fight or flight is a thing, and that feeling is not easy watching that, you know, like especially when people are, especially when you know that 9 times out of 10, if you try to fight this person, you're not going to be able to defeat them, you know, and it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot to try to talk yourself up to that boldness to step in and intervene. And then you got to think of all the different things. Like, I know when I was in that situation, I'm thinking like, damn, I'm in this house by myself. I have a daughter, I have a baby to look out for. What if I jump in? Because he was just in a blackout fury. Like, he beat this girl so bad, like her eye was bleeding inside of his socket. Like, he beat her bad. And I just remember thinking to myself, like, what if I try to jump in and he kill me? If he hurt me real bad or anything, where's my daughter gonna go? You know, we're all the way in another state somewhere. And so there's all these different things. You never know, because I think it's easy on the outside looking in to be like, oh, just jump in, just do something. Like,
yeah, it's
but
so
you never
easy.
know.
No, like when you're
All the
placed in
different
that
ways it could go.
situation, yeah, it's like for me, I was frozen, so I don't even know. It just takes a different type of individual. I would say that, you know, like, whew, man. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna end it here.
That got dark quick, didn't it?
That shit. Well, let's bring some light before we go. One more person then. One more person. Because fuck.
Yeah, they got a little heavy.
Fuck, bro. That hurt. That hurt, bro.
Yeah, I would have had to kill. Like, he was the type of person we would have had to, like, really hurt him. Like, he wouldn't have just stopped, you know?
Shut up, bro. That's crazy. Oh, excuse me. I don't mean to say shut up, but shit. That's
I know what you mean.
Hey, Medea.
What's up, Medea?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. So,
Peace and blessings. I came in late,
oh, you
but
did?
I did, but I really want to say that I don't know if you guys understand how important this conversation is, and many more of these conversations must happen because there's a lack of knowledge, education, and information out there about what our beautiful young women experience when they're seeking. And I'm just going to leave it open as seeking because this type of situation can happen one on one. It could happen in a group setting. It could happen in cult like settings. And you guys spreading this awareness, believe it or not, you may be helping a young girl kind of say, oh my God, that's that fight or flight feeling. That's what I feel when he comes in. That feeling of self-preservation. That's what I feel when he's yelling. So thank you. I appreciate you guys. Don't worry about the haters. Keep doing your thing. Your voices are powerful. Your voices are much needed. And wow. Thank you.
Give thanks. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. I
Thank
appreciate you,
you.
love.
There go the light right there. Ah.
Thank you. We needed that. We needed the
Thank
we needed
you.
the reset.
Thank you so much.
I don't know how to get down.
I got you, love. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was Medea, y'all. Shout out to her. She has a YouTube channel. Go ahead and follow her. She does keep up with the cult stuff. So if you guys are hooked or whatever, if you guys need to know what's the details, what's the updates, go follow Medea. All you have to do is put Medea, like I'm here in Patois, like Medaya, Medea in YouTube, and you'll find her. What is it? Content.
Channel? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to wrap this up. What I'm gonna say is I posted him in his printer cell this week. Okay, I would not be watching that, but anything else, I got you. For the person that was in here that said they saw me hit somebody, pull it up. Pull up the video, please, because I definitely have not. Please pull it up. But anyway, thank you, Angel. Thank you,
for
Angel.
having me.
I appreciate you for every
Thank
single
y'all.
thing. Oh my God, y'all follow Angel. She is a angel. She's so beautiful in spirit and a dope personality. Y'all get her books on Amazon. Go ahead and say that the book again one more time for me, Goddess. It was Adam was the problem.
Adam was the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And Eve, the first queen mother.
Yes, there we go.
Check them out, y'all. By
Okay.
Ariel Bates on Amazon. I'm gonna drop my name in the comments. After you type this name into Amazon to buy the books, delete it from your from your memory. Delete it from your memory, okay?
You're so silly. And that is her website as well. You can find her products on the website. Look at her skin is glowing because of her products. Okay. Yes, please put them up as well. The Angel
I take
does.
it for real. I take it every day. Angel does. So it's a berry power antioxidant. It's anti-aging. It protects your cells from free radicals, especially your red blood cells. It protects them from all the, the beatings that they take as they're trying to defend your body. And it just helps your hair, your skin, your nails like replenish healthily, if that makes sense. Yes, they're vegetarian because the capsule is a gelatin capsule. So they're vegetarian.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you for that. And also, I've taken a full bottle of Angel Dust, so that's also why I'm glowing as well. You can see her skin, absolutely amazing. And also, she has an iron supplement as well that's coming out.
But that one's in the kitchen. I'm not going to get it. So, okay. But we do have an iron supplement. They're both on the hiddenether.org platform. Just as soon as you type in hiddenether.org, just scroll down.
Again,
scroll down, you're going to hit them supplements.
Thank you so much, my love. Again, y'all, she is on TikTok, so please go ahead and look at her story time to get all the details of her story. If you want to know my story is on Amazon as well. Lesson Learned, Wisdom Granted by the Divine by Janae A. Newell. You can find it on Amazon. Thank y'all so much. Angel, I love you. I'll talk to you later, sis.
Love you too. Thank you for having me. Peace.
Of course. Peace, y'all. Y'all have a wonderful day. Thank you, Ari, and all to my mods. Peace. How I do this?